Lost Colony has just recently been released on Ark Survival Ascended, being the first canon story DLC to be added to the Ark franchise in over 4 years. But boy, does it deliver with new content. There are a ton of new creatures, items, gameplay mechanics, and even an upgraded storyline with cutscenes, NPCs, and of course the big bad himself, the Lost King. And over these next 100 in-game days, I'm gonna check out this new Frozen and Gothic map, reviewing what it has to offer, as well as building a base fit to survive the harsh elements of the tundra, and finally working to defeat the Lost King himself, who is preventing the Arks from finishing the reseed protocol and cleansing the earth of elements. There is a whole lot of work to be done, and it's definitely not going to be easy. So Kipper and I would like to ask if we can hit 20,000 likes on this video. It would really mean the world to us. Okay Kipper, time to lock in. Day 1 started off before spawning in because the new Lost Colony DLC brought changes outside of just the map. Ooh, Lost Colony. Wow, this menu looks crazy. This looks super cool. Name myself Lost Granty. Okay, the city's in the direct middle. Surely I spawn in the middle, even though it's not an easy location. Whatever, I'm Granty. I'll figure it out. Clicking spawn sent me straight to the first cutscene of the new DLC, teasing what looked to be the lore between Ark and Ark 2. Soon Helena appeared menacingly and shared her story about Mei Yin in the form of an epic anime cutscene. Then I got interrupted by another message from Helena herself. This time she was talking to me, the survivor and savior of Ark. Long story short, she needs my help again because an evil king has built his empire on what top of used to be a research facility called Arat Prime, and it houses the only remaining archive of humanity's collective minds and bodies, also known as the Ingram Codex. Before Helena could even finish the whole story though, my screen started to turn red as the evil king approached. And I soon woke up inside the Arat Prime research colony, where I got to meet him personally. Not really sure what his issue was, but he wasn't the best of hosts since his first instinct was to bite the guests. Oh! I then realized this wasn't a part of some uncanny welcoming. Instead, this evil king wanted to turn me into one of their kind by sharing his blood with me. Thankfully though, Helena came in clutch. She stunned the king, giving me enough time to leg it for a nearby exit. And the only thing I could remember next was waking up naked in the city. What? Dude, where's my implant? Oh, it's freezing. It's like really cold. I don't even have time to look around. Oh, okay. I need to find somewhere warm immediately. Like, I'm gonna be cooked. It's cold. What do I do? I'm just in some city. There's a Dinotherium back there. Hold on, this place has power. Is this place gonna be warm? Hold on, let me in here. It did not look like I was invited into the cozy looking building though, so I had to figure something else out and quickly. Looking down from the edge to the lower parts of the city, I could see a giant fire, so I immediately started heading towards that. Like traveling through this destroyed city. What do I hear? Oh, it's an angry beer elephant, dude. What are those? Are those NPCs? I heard about those. Oh no. All right. Oh, I'm cooked. I just wanted to get by the fire. It's not even warm, is it though? No, they're not even warm. Are we serious? Okay, maybe spawning in the city was a mistake. Yeah, man, I'm cooked. Already out of food, bloody, and freezing to death, I had no other option but to hit my non-existent implant and appear back in the lobby. Okay, let's definitely spawn out in one of these easy zones. We'll do the northwest tundra. Still sounds cold though. And it sure was cold, but at least not actively killing me type of cold. So I could actually get to work on progressing through the snowy earth. Oh, Perry. Hello there. All right, I'm definitely putting some points in the fortitude immediately. It's just cold here, man. Okay, I barely watched the trailer or anything. I briefly looked over like what's being added, and there's a ton of stuff added. Anywho, I needed to find a rock to make my first pickaxe, but I had a hard time doing so since everything was covered in snow. There's a ton of snow. Oh, you like clear the snow as you walk through it. What? That's crazy. No way. That's insane. Oh, the Phiomias are doing it too. Oh, this looks crazy. This is sick. All right, I need to find a rock. I need to make a pickaxe. The basics do not change. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. They definitely might change and I just don't know. So if you couldn't tell already, the theme with this map is cold and dark. So I'm gonna have to stay warm. I know that there is a new set of armor that's like a lighter fur. It keeps you warm, but it doesn't weigh as much. But I'm probably far off from crafting that now. Right now, I gotta make some of the basic tools. One of those being a torch, of course, since it can be used as both a weapon and a tool to keep me warm. I had to farm up a few spears too though, as there was a lot of hunting that I would have to do for food. And since it was cold everywhere on the map, my food's gonna drain really quickly. Craft a campfire here as well. Okay, let's go find something I can take down. I need hide and meat for food. I did run into a moss shops, but seeing it was a level 60, I didn't really want to spend half an eternity stabbing it with spears to try and kill it. Oh, why is there a Spino right there? I was actually right by the world border, so there wasn't many directions that I could run in. And I was running low on hunger, so I had to munch down on the few berries that I had in hopes that they would keep me alive long enough for me to find something easy to kill, or to get killed by. Oh no! Ow! Give me the spear back. I just gotta use the rocks to my advantage here. It's running. This is my chance. Alright, I gotta go. I actually almost nearly killed it, but it got a good bite or two on me. Oh, I'm like stuck. Is that a... What is that? Is that a Spino? Microraptor. Dude. Just die, dude. How are you not dead? Yes, it's dead. It's dead. I was on life support as well, though, so I had to slap my campfire down and start cooking the meat. What? This map is hard. Oh, there's another Spino right there, man. What is this? Baby pig. Just die, man. I need your hide and meat more than you do. Oh, you're level 15. I got a ton of prime meat from that, so I could get the spoiled meat going, but the rest had to be cooked for food. With the hide, I crafted the cloth boots and hand wraps to finish the cloth set of drip. I'm one level away from bolas. Unlock cooking pots, probably gonna need them. I'll unlock all this stuff too. I needed to make new spears after my scuffle with that Perlovia, so I picked a few bushes and smacked up a tree so I could restock. Whoa! There's so many Spinos around here, man. Those are probably the last dinosaurs I expected to see here, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this supposed easy spawn was filled to the brim with Spinos and other dangerous dinos. So I ran back to my campfire and packed it up and continued exploring the map. I did run into a couple of Kentros beefing with an Arthro, so I waited for them to kill it before trying to sneak up and steal the free chitin. Oh, is he after me? No way. Oh, you're joking. I didn't even get that close. The chitin I had to leave behind had to present itself again, though, this time in the shape of some buggy boys. Oh no, what? Why are there so many? Well, here's some chitin, I guess. I'm not seeing any flyers. Okay, so that's definitely the city. Think over there. What is this, man? This map is crazy. There's some obsidian right here. Is this crystal? Surely it is. I broke all the nodes, but I only got a single piece of crystal, so not enough for a spyglass. I hear a pego. That pego is no longer. All right, I really do want to grab this Arthro body over here. I hear a Perry. No, it's a Femia. Oh, there's an Elder Claw as well. I don't know anything about them, really. Is this Arthro body? Oh! What? Dude. Yeah, that made me jump just slightly, but thankfully, I respawned pretty close by, so I ran back to my corpse to get all my stuff while the Perlovia was distracted with a Dodic. There just doesn't seem to be anywhere safe on this map, which I honestly kind of like, but it's really hard and scary at the same time. I did find some more crystal, but before I could get to smacking that up, I had to deal with another pego. Oh, well, okay, I didn't mean to do that. I guess you can go on my shoulder. Well, this is a female pego, so I'm gonna name it Lindsay. And if you're wondering why I named it Lindsay, because she's one of the people that bought my mouse pads, which you can find down below in the link in the description. They're super cool, and they're only available for a limited time. They're gone pretty soon, so make sure to go down and pick up both of them while you still can. Anywho, I did get the second piece of crystal that I needed, so I crafted the spyglass and I unlocked the bola engram. I did also get the bow engram, but I ran out of points for the actual arrows, so I had to wait on that for a minute. In the meantime, I repaired my cloth armor and farmed up a few bolas. After leveling up, I unlocked the arrow engram and got to work on making myself a few of those, as well as the bow, of course. Lost Colony, this place, I guess it's called a rat prime as well. It's not safe, it's not friendly, not in the slightest. Quickly come to realize that. This is a weird looking plant. Why is it jiggling like that? Oh, it gives you meat? What? Ugh. Well, I'm gonna take it because I need it, but this is weird. Yuck. Desperate times call for desperate measures though. So I had to cook what little meat I could get, even using questionable means. Next up, I wanted to grab some extra flint for arrows, but I spotted a Daedon and raptors in the area, so I had to distance myself. Alright, I'm on some elevated ground, so I think I should be good up here, but I really can't stay in this area. I need a flyer, man, but I haven't seen a single one. Are flyers on this map? Surely they are. Once I finally made the extra arrows that I wanted, I ran back to my campfire to make a quick plan of action. Alright, I'm most definitely gonna need a mount. Oh, what's going on down here? Gigantoraptor's dead. Okay, well, Yep, time to find a new area to live. But as I was saying, I'm definitely gonna need to find a mount. A parasaur or something quick. I need something quick and strong, really. I did also find a parasaur soon after, but it wasn't in the healthiest of conditions. Oh, dead parasaur. Well, I would have liked to tame this, to be honest, but I'm taking the hide. Speaking of hide, I also bolted a Phiomia and packed that up for some more. Oh, Gigantopithecus. Okay, this actually could be good. Level 5, are we serious? I need something stronger than that, man. Really? I did see a pack of raptors bullying a Phiomia in the forest up ahead, but they were all kinda low level, so I pulled out my bolas and joined the scuffle. Okay, slowly but surely making this area safer for myself. I hear another one. There was in fact another one, so a bola and 2 spears later, I was up to level 15, meaning I could unlock the hide armor. Okay, we're moving up in this world. I did also see a juvenile Gigantopithecus, but I couldn't see its parent anywhere, so I had to see if I could imprint on it and get the freest tame of my life. Oh, I got it. No, stop. Hold up, I think I might actually be able to raise this. That thing's alpha boosted. Okay, come on, dude. Let's get out of here. If I can raise this, this will be so clutch. I soon spotted the alpha creature boosting the alpha spino, and it was a raptor, so I have to dip immediately. What's up here? Okay, there's water. Besides these bugs, it's looking to be somewhat safe. And thankfully, the Bigfoot only wanted a Cuddle for imprint, so I decided to set up here and fully raise it. I slapped down my campfire by the water with more meat to cook. Whoa, look at all those bugs in there, man. Alright, and I'm gonna give this guy another name, Nathan, who also purchased one or both of the mouse pads. Alright, Nathan, I need you to stay alive. How much chitin do I have? 25. I do need more. I should take out these bugs. Alright, what was I doing? Back to getting hide armor while Nathan goes up here. Now that I had that set of hide armor, I was no longer cold in this part of the map at least. So the next move would be to set up a small outpost here. A simple thatch foundation with a mortar and pestle so I can level up quicker by crafting narcotics. First we'll unlock a thatch foundation, then we'll go grab a mortar and pestle. Alright, let's place it right there. And there's the mortar and pestle. Start crafting narcotics. The narcotics were a good start for experience, and the production would only speed up once Nathan grew up. On a side note, there were a couple of drakelings here. I didn't really know anything about them, but at least they seemed to be chill, with Nathan at least. Whoa! Yeah, he's attacking me. This has to be attacking me. Ow. See, it's right over there. Just leave me alone, man. Like, I'm not gonna be able to hit this. Nathan, I need you to grow up. You have to grow up quicker than this. Just in case, I made a sleeping bag and placed it down by camp. Anywho, I continued picking the bushes in the area and crafting narcotics until Nathan finally grew up. Alright, Nathan's just about grown up here. Yes, dude. Okay. This makes life so much better. I have a mount. And an imprinted one at that. I don't know how much damage they do, but man, he's quick. Farms a lot of berries. Definitely gonna need some weight. All right, let's start mass crafting narcotics. So this guy is decently quick, and he can jump. Perfect. On that note, I wanted to explore the area a bit in hopes of finding some easy metal to smack up. Is that a metal node? I think that is. The drakeling was back for more beef though, so I introduced it to the fists of Nathan. Dead. Don't understand how these things work at all, and I don't care to. I just want the hide. Oh yeah, hasn't the skill tree been expanded? Oh, it's huge. Oh my. Look how many skills there are, dude. What? That's insane. Transform into a cat? Dude, I'm gonna have to look through those some other times. Okay, anyway, there is a metal node right here. Ew, exactly. Oh wait, there's a bunch of metal down here. Oh, this is all metal. I did level up to level 21 just before the end of the day, so I could unlock the forge, smithy, metal tools, and of course, trank arrows. So what do I need for a forge? Just stone and wood. Okay, does this guy farm wood? Farms thatch more than wood. Anywho, I ran back to camp and expanded my outpost by an extra foundation before farming up the stone by hand and crafting the forge. So I'll place it right here, slap some wood and metal into it. Now as normal, I'll farm up stuff for a smithy. Okay. Let's craft up a smithy. I'm gonna craft a metal pickaxe instantly. Obviously, the next move would be to go out and farm up a copious amount of metal. But the forge actually needs wood to cook that metal, so I went out to drop a few trees first. I really don't know how common metal is on this map, so to be safe, I'm just gonna assume that it's not common. So I guess while I'm over here with all these metal nodes around me, I'm gonna make the most of it. That being said, I pulled up on Nathan and got to work on smacking up as much metal as we could carry. Good, that's a lot of metal being cooked up. Now, I want to make more forges to speed up this process, but I'm gonna need hide for that, so let's go around and see what I can't take down. I did, however, need to take a sip from the local pond, and while looking down at said pond, I spotted a gang of raptors just chilling in it. So after rehydrating myself, I threw hands with one of them, then pulled up to talk business with the rest of them. Yo, dude, quit the emo. We got one more. All right, they're all dead, thankfully. Let me go make a metal hatchet first, and then I'll harvest them for hide. Okay, with this, I should be able to put together another forge pretty quickly. I just had to stock up on the stone and wood, which I quickly did. So I had a second forge down, cooking up all the metal, meaning I could go out and get more. Okay, here we go. I got a bunch of metal farmed up. This is good. Whoa, what? Where did you come from? Also, why are you here? This is the snow. Whatever, I guess I did say I wanted chitin. Stop. Why do you always leave? You know, so in the lore, Lost Colony / Arat Prime is tidally locked, or the Earth is tidally locked, meaning that, well, this part of the Earth at least is supposed to be in total darkness at all times, but this isn't looking very dark to me. Not really sure how they're going to explain that one, but I don't care. I like being able to see. Anywho, I scrolled through the whole Ingram page to see what new gadgets that I could actually unlock. Where's this new set of armor? Where's this? Wait, it's probably exclusive to Lost Colony. Oh, it's this. Arctic Scout. Okay, yeah, it's this stuff. Unfortunately, just like the fur armor itself, I needed to get pelt for this Arctic Scout set. And pelt is really a pain in the butt to get since it's really hard getting earlier on because the things that drop pelt are really strong. They're like dire wolves and mammoths. At least though, I could craft a crossbow straight away, and I restocked on bola so I could head out and explore a bit more with Nathan. Let's start just hunting around for creatures that I can get pelt from. What's that? Okay, that's a Spino. Are there any supply drops on this map? It doesn't look like it. I haven't seen any. Can't see any out in the sky. Hold up, this Spino is kind of low. If I can kill this will give me a ton of levels. Nathan was actually dishing out some crazy damage, so we were able to clap the Spino. Nathan actually just locked in and got me. I'm putting them all into stamina, so we can run if need be. Okay, and I got levels as well. Put them all into health. There was a bunch of Spinos in the area as well, but nothing that could provide me with pelt. At least though, I did run into another pack of buggy boys, so I got some more free chitin. I did also try to throw hands with another Spino, but I quickly realized Nathan does have his limits. The Spino was May boosted with the water buff. He was absolutely destroying us, meaning we have to dip back and fight something in our own weight class. Sorry, dude. Not personal. Alright, spears are essentially useless. They're just dead weight.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Back to that Spino, though. Since it was no longer in a buff advantage, I actually pulled up again, and this time I made it run away from me. Oh, get back here. Why are you so quick? Got it. The sail. All right, I'm just exploring, seeing what I can see right now. Whoa, big cliff, huge cliff. I tried to admire the view for a second, but a Pego had to show up and ruin the moment. I don't even know what he stole. I don't know, hopefully it wasn't important. Hold up, what is that? Oh, it's a snow owl. No way. Okay, snow owls are really good. A snow owl could be the perfect first flyer for me right now. I just had to hope it was a decent level so it'd actually be worth taming. Where did I see that snow owl? There it is, way up in the sky. It's a level 10. Oh, dude, that's terrible. Like a level 10 is atrocious. Are there any more? It's like way up in the sky. I couldn't even get to it if I wanted. A level 10 is just insulting. So instead, I just keep my eyes peeled for more snow owls. And soon enough, I actually ran into something interesting looking, guarded by a couple of dire wolves, also known as my first chance at pelt. Give me this pelt. Gonna need it to keep myself warm. All right, now what is this structure? It looks like loot. Resource cache alpha? I activated it out of curiosity and it started a mission which I had to defend like an OSD. But that's kind of out of my capabilities right now, so I immediately left the area as I did not have the facilities to do that right now. No, wave incoming. What is that? Oh my dude. No. What did I do? I'm out of bounds. Yeah, remove me from the mission. Remove me from the What is that thing? What is that thing? Neophyte? Level 250? The resource cache also got swarmed by those weird new creatures, but at least they left me alone so I could continue scouting owls in peace. Oh, sheep. This will give me a ton. This will give me a ton of pelt. This will allow me to go back to base and make fur. And I definitely had to go and make said fur since now that it turned dark out, I was once again freezing to death. I somehow managed to find my way back to that resource cache on day 4 while trying to get back to my outpost, and the locals did not appreciate my return. Oh, dude, I'm out of bounds. Let me be out of bounds in peace, dog. What are those things? They hit like a freight train. I did struggle a bit to find my outpost since navigating this terrain was a pain, and I also had no idea where I was actually going. All right, this is looking familiar. Oh, no. No. This one level 15 Microraptor almost ended my whole career, but I managed to kill it with just a sliver of health left. And I also finished that raptor that chased me, but I couldn't find Nathan anywhere. I need to get water. No, dude. No! Whoa! What is this? My torpor was rising quickly, and I did not know whether I'd kill the spider before hitting snooze. So I threw Lindsay off my shoulder and tried whistle to attack her, but she kind of just stood there and watched me go to sleep. Yo, dude, attack it! We can't be serious! No! Oh, I'm gonna crash out, dude. This is gonna be a generational crash out. I spawned on my one sleeping bag, and I quickly got my stuff back while Lindsay finally decided to wake up and fight the spider. Yes, dude, that's all I needed you to do. I just needed you to kill it. Why couldn't you do that the first time? Oh, it's knocked out. Anyways, I tracked down Nathan and returned to bring him back home. When I returned, Lindsay had woken up, so I put her back on my shoulder, and I actually crafted a whole set of Arctic Scout armor, thanks to the pelt that I got from the Ovis. Okay, so here's the lightweight fur armor. Let's see how it looks. And I'm hot next to the forge. Okay, so it does do a good job. And then I got a full set of Arctic armor. I think it gives you a buff, right? Okay, this does look super cool. I won't lie. This actually looks great. I'm a fan of this. I dropped the hide armor since I wouldn't need it anymore, and now that I was properly dressed for the environment, it was time to start packing up and going out to find a snow owl. Let's craft up a snow owl trap, and then we'll just, you know, have this on me. I'm gonna pack up, really hold everything that I can on me. We'll see where the winds take me after that. Okay, here's the trap all made up. I'm level 39. Should be able to unlock a bunch of new stuff. So I got a bunch of metal. I obviously don't just want to leave it here. My dude has 438 weight. We're super heavy like this. I dropped as many unnecessary things as possible and picked up my structures before hopping on Nathan. I was still pretty heavy though, so I compacted some of my resources by crafting arrows. I can move, just not very quickly. Okay, let's set back off and hopefully try and find myself a snow owl. I can't bring myself to stay on the ground like this. During my travel, I came across another big boy Spino, so I transferred all the stuff from Nathan to my inventory so I could fight it and drop the berries that I picked while throwing hands. Got it. Yes. Yes, that's what I needed. Okay, a lot more weight. Let me gather this hide as well. A raptor spotted me too, but it clearly did not see me just pack up a whole Spino, and it decided to fight me, which of course did not end well for it. The real nuisance were the micro raptors though. As I got stunned off Nathan, I had to just sit back and watch him deal with all of them. And even after the stun actually expired, I couldn't even move because all the structures and metal that I had on me. This is actually driving me insane, man. I don't know what they were talking about with these spawn zones. Ain't nothing about this easy. Is this plan X? Yeah, it is. I'll take some of that. All right, how do I safely rappel this cliff? Could jump into the water. Screw it. Bang. Oh, there's pearls here. Hold up. Is that an oil rock as well, or am I tweaking? My American senses were tingling a bit though, so I had to smack it and confirm that it was indeed oil. It's a very minimal amount of oil. The journey through the snowy hills continued into day 5, and I actually made it back to where I saw that snow owl and the resource cache. I approached the area very carefully as I did not want to get jumped by those vampiric bat type things. They were doing what, over 200 damage a hit? I can't fight those. Those would send me back to the respawn screen so quickly. Now just to be safe, I know I already have a lot of weight, but I'm gonna make a sleeping bag place down just in case things go really south. Man, why can't you be a decent level? I can't tame a level 10. They're useless. I'm gonna shoot him with a trank. Who gonna stop me? Who gonna stop me? Will it go to sleep? I doubt it. It actually did fall asleep right under a tree, so I peeped its stats and they weren't actually terrible, so I decided that I'm gonna tame it now. What unfortunate news for that baby saber-tooth that just happened to exist in the area though. Yes, yes! Okay, it's level 14, dog, but it's got 400 weight. Okay, what do I need for a snow owl saddle? Level 61? Oh, no. Let's make a storage box and gate this thing off with spikes, and then I need to figure out how to level up, because this thing has better stats than I thought it would, for sure. I stored the heavy and important stuff away in the box before farming up the spikes to surround the owl. Anyways though, we got this fully encircled. It should be safe. I've got my loot in a box there. I slapped the sleeping bag down next to it, but it's now time to grind out to that level 61 somehow. Not really sure I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know I saw that alpha raptor a while ago, but I'm not going back there. A cryo... What? What is that? Well, whatever it is, future problem, future me. I'm not dealing with that. I did find some more oil just out in the middle of nowhere while climbing this really tall mountain. I really wanted to get to the top to have a good overview of the whole map. And this also seemed to be a really good spot for finding flyers, as I did see an RG as well. There's a car now. Okay, it's not worth me being over here risking my life. Oh yeah, okay, that's a UD roar. Definitely not worth me being over here. Yeah, let's go back down the mountain. Oh, here's that thing. Cryolophosaurus. It sounds like it freezes stuff. like when it bites, so I'm gonna try and not fight that. Anywho, I made it back to my owl with no extra levels gained, so I decided to try out my good old method of crafting cooking pots. Cooking pots don't even give that many levels. I picked up one of my spikes to check on my owl, and out of nowhere a Uranus appeared and started shredding through Nathan. So I quickly whistled passive and follow on everyone, but it was too late. Nathan was sadly cooked. I had to run as far as I could with my owl to make sure we didn't end up like Nathan though. Dude. Are we serious? Alright, that's actually a pretty good spot for you to land. I placed the 3 spikes down again to protect the owl, but I now had to figure out what to do next. And somehow, someway, Nathan was actually still alive, and so was my stuff, which was back over by the Udi. Let's place a bag down here. In case I die, I'll make a campfire and store some wood in it as well. Oh, what? Pteranodon does exist. I could definitely make a Pteranodon saddle, so my new objective was clear. I immediately started crafting some bolas, unlocked the saddle engram, and I made my way back to the box with my stuff. I don't see the Yudi. Oh, what? Nathan's alive. Where's the Yudi? The Yudi's just gone. Okay, well, I'm not gonna question it. I'm getting out of here. I did run straight into that new Cryolophosaurus, but thankfully I was faster. I ran back to the edge of the cliff, and the PT was much closer now, so I could actually see the absolute disappointment of a level that it was. It's level 10. Okay, yeah, it's not even worth. I decided just to stick to my original plan and grind out those cooking pots for levels. So I grabbed the stuff from my box and made it back to my owl. And I placed the stone foundation that I had for a trap down so I could place my smithy and store stuff in that. Alright, let's get to it. And there we go, man. Finally, level 61. Okay, well, I gotta farm up a little bit more chitin than I think I can make it. Buggy boys don't seem to be too hard to find on this map though, so I headed out on Nathan to scout the local area and do a little bit of pest control. This is a little much, don't we think? Nothing I can't handle. It took a few minutes, but eventually I found a couple of drones, so I packed those up for a measly 5 chitin. I think I'll go back to where I originally spawned at, set up my earlier base. I know those had a bunch of bugs and aranios. Come on, man, just give me a spider or two now. Can always, or they really always show up when I don't want them. Here we go. Oh, that's the Alpha Raptor. Alright, I gotta lead them away. That was all the chitin I needed, so I turned right back around to run to my owl and finally craft the saddle. Okay, finally, we're back. Let's make this snow owl saddle. Sweet, man. Okay. Well, first thing I'm doing with this is taming a better snow owl. On that note, I grabbed my narcotics and most of the taming trap, and I headed out to look for said better snow owl. This feels so good. Be flying around. Is that a mana? Oh, it is. What? They spawn here? What level are you? As a child, level 15. Alright, well, I'm gonna do what I've been wanting to do this whole time and scale this mountain, see what's at the top of it. Maybe a 150 snow owl waiting for me. Oh, what is this bridge? It kind of just looks like the city where I started at and quickly died. Dude, okay, this map is huge. Oh, what? It's the dragon thing. I don't know what they're called, and I really don't know how they work at all. Wow, that thing looks crazy. I wasn't sure whether it was friendly or not, so I approached it very carefully, and that's when Helena spoke to me for the first time. What? You see, here in Lost Colony, both Helena and the Lost King can talk to me anywhere in the world. While Helena uses the Engram Codex to do so, the Lost King has a slightly more evil way to communicate with me, called the Neutral Intrusion. Basically, they're both living in my head rent-free. Anywho, I did also see my first Ossodon on this map, but I stayed locked in on scouting the owl since I really wanted a higher level. 15, 95, it's the best level I've seen. They seem to be pretty common though. I'm gonna keep looking. I did stop by for a second to farm up the extra foundation for the trap, and I decided just to tame that level 95. Just find a nice, safer spot to set up a trap. Big old cave back here. I decided to set up on top of the hill in front of the cave entrance, so I put the trap together really quickly before going out to get the 95's attention. I then let it in on the first try, of course. How? It lost aggro at the last second. Oh wait. Got it? Okay, bang. It's unconscious. Let's go. Now for the prime meat to actually tame it. I flew down deeper into this cave in hopes that I could find something easy to kill, but the inside left me in awe. Whoa. Hold up. This? Alright, I don't know where the big bats spawn, the Desmodus, but this of all places looks like it would sure be one. I didn't see any bats though, and I didn't want to go too far into the cave since I didn't know if I could actually fly around in there. So I flew back outside to look for some easy prime meat instead. Carno, Level 5. I only got 2 pieces of prime, but that was all that I needed to tame the snow owl. So I picked up the trap, saddled it up, and gave it a name. I'm gonna name this one Katie. Thank you, Katie, for purchasing a mouse pad. Really appreciate the support. Alright, let's go back to my stuff. Back at my little outpost, I brought both Nathan and the low-level snow owl over to the smithy, so I could place spikes behind them to keep them safe while I'm out and about. Okay, so with this snow owl, I obviously feel a lot better to do more long-term flying. So now I want to explore the map. This map is giant. I need to find a permanent base location, and I also just want to get a quick overview of what it actually has to offer. Finding a good spot for a base would probably take a minute since this map is so huge. I also do want to build in the center of the map, that way I don't have to fly too far to get to other points of interest. So first, what is this bridge thing? Does this, like, take me anywhere? Flying into what appeared to be another cave, I eventually came up on a split path. Okay, let's go this way. Whoa. Oh, it's a Desmodus! Hold up. Before I do anything, I'm gonna do some research real quick. How do I tame Desmodus? A little bit of research later, I found out to tame a Desmodus, I only need blood packs. The process itself is pretty similar to that of taming Bloodstalkers back on ASC, meaning that I just have to let the Desmodus pick me up and it'll eat the blood packs out of my inventory, and slowly it'll tame itself. I think the best method is that you tame a low level and then use the low level to farm more blood packs. Okay, there's a lot of these guys. Man, this cave is massive. Okay, yeah, there definitely are more in here. I looked at all the other bats as I flew through the entire cave, and I arrived back outside through a different gate on the other side of the mountain. Now what is that? Seems like surveying the bridge. What is this giant blue thing? Oh, those are NPCs. Okay, I'm kind of scared, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, from the minimal research that I've done, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be chill with you as long as you don't, like, attack anything. Let's see, are these guys chill? Yeah, okay, definitely, that makes sense. As long as you don't seem hostile, they're chill. Now, this looks like a teleporter. This may be a bad idea, but I'm going into it. Where's this taking me? Oh, I think it took me into the city. Watch your suppression. Oh, you can't fly here. I left Katie by the teleporter, and I had a quick look around the city before running back since I couldn't really do much here as of right now. So y'all are chill.
My children may not attack you on sight. I warned you.
Whoa! I didn't do anything. Alright, maybe they're not as chill as I might have anticipated. As I was flying back towards the city, I got a funny message saying grounding imminent. And who would have guessed, seconds later, I was sent right back down to the ground with Katie. So I slowly had to waddle all the way down the mountain. I'm not hostile, man. I didn't want any beef. Oh no, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. No! I'm on 0 health. How am I alive? Yeah, I found myself in quite the predicament. Katie couldn't fly up to me and I couldn't really get to her on life support. So I had to wait around until I healed up a bit so I could make the jump over. Still can't fly, dude. I used Katie's healing ability to fix my broken kneecaps and eventually I could fly again. So the exploration continued. Alright, let's keep exploring, and in the meantime I'm gonna do some research on how these NPCs work. Cause I thought I'd be able to chill next to them, but obviously not. I did, however, spot a level 145 snow owl breeding pair, and I cannot pass up on such an opportunity. Oh, this is Rockwell stuff. Okay, I think I know why this is here. So if you guys didn't know, in the lore, Aberration actually crashed back down to Earth during the Reseed Protocol. Anyways, it crashed down to Earth, but it actually crashed, like, over, I guess, on Lost Colony. So throughout the map, there's a bunch of this, Aberration, Rockwell, tentacle type areas. An outpost defense? Alright, I'm not gonna do whatever that is. I landed on the edge of the Rockwell biome, and I quickly assembled the trap while Helena warned me of the dangers. Okay, yeah, see, I knew that. Anywho, I got the first owl's attention and let it into the trap on the first try. Got it? Okay. With the first owl knocked out, I fed it some narcotics, and I flew all the way back to my little outpost to repair my crossbow and craft more tranks. I made it back to the knocked out owl on the morning of day 8, so I fed it a few more narcotics before picking 2 of the doorways up and flying up to get the second owl's attention. While I was just minding my own business, tranking out the owl, I got jumped by a Veilwind and I got sent back to the respawn screen before I could even react to what was happening to me. Spawning back in at my outpost, I quickly had to craft some hide armor to keep me warm enough to, not die. Well, okay, as soon as I'm not paying attention and I have my, mic off, thankfully I had my mic off. So some things not family friendly in the slightest. Dude, I got deleted. Like, I don't even... What did I die to? A Veilwind level 15? Like, I got deleted. Like, I couldn't even process what was happening before I died. I'm fuming right now. I'm not gonna lie. I am not happy. I don't know how I just died. Like, I didn't even get it. Like, I got hit, like, twice at once. I had to just get some chitin for a new snow house saddle so I could get back there as fast as possible. So Nathan and I went out for a little hike again through the snowy forest and hills looking for some free chitin. Alright game, please just make this easy on me. Give me a spider or two. Okay. Not complaining. It's one of you! How do they work? I don't understand how they work. Anyways, I found more buggy boys that I smashed into pieces of chitin, but I still needed a little bit more. And I did also smack up an innocent piggy just to vent out some anger and get some hide in case I run out of that as well. Okay, we got more bugs. Okay, I think I need a little bit more chitin. Oh, there's a snail. No way. Yes! Finally, I had more than enough chitin, so I bolted it back to base. I nearly just got Perlovia'd. I just got so lucky. I just heard it fly by behind me. Like, I bought a new monitor just for my setup, just to prepare for the Lost Colony. I shouldn't say that, but I was due for an upgrade. I would have put a nice big fist-sized hole into it if I got Perlovia'd right there. And I'll let you guys see, like, it's a nice monitor. That would have been bad. That would have been very bad. When I finally made it back home, I crafted that snow owl saddle and made a new sleeping bag that gave me a very special level. I'm level 6-7, that's always nice. After acknowledging that achievement, I hopped back on the owl and placed the spike wall back down to protect Nathan and headed back out to retrieve my, lost items. Okay, we're back. First, let's get my owl. I'm betting that it killed the Veilwind. No, I probably had it on passive. Oh, it's right here. I didn't really want to hop off the owl since I had no idea what that Veilwind would do again. I'm gonna make another sleeping bag just in case. I clapped a couple of dilos for the sleeping bag, which I placed up on a small hill where I left my lower level owl. And now that I had a safety net to fall on, it was time to deal with the little rascal. Really? They die that easily but deal that much damage? Like, what? I don't understand these at all. Anywho, I grabbed my kit and put the Arctic Scout armor back on before continuing the tranking process on the level 145. Alright, finally it's out, and I have prime meat luckily. I fed both of the owls, and as the first one tamed, I picked up the trap, saddled it up, and chased down the other Veilwind that was in the area. All Veilwinds must die. I don't understand them, so they must die. They killed me. Okay, the owl tamed. Let's get back to base. I whistled the rest of the gang to follow me, and I slowly flew back home to keep all the other owls safe, as I still needed to go back out and actually look for a permanent base location. Okay, I'm back. All my snow owls. I bred the 2 high-level owls, and of course, as soon as they were done doing their thing, I got attacked by a saber-tooth. After dealing with that, I wanted to actually repair my Arctic armor, but for some reason, it just didn't let me. Okay, I think repairing these Arctic pieces is broken right now. Okay, time to go out and, find a more permanent place to live. I really do need to set up an actual full-on base spot here, man. And let's try to not fly into the city, or I'll basically get sapped down to the ground. I flew up to one of the big structures that had more NPCs, but as I've learned, they did not like me at all. Oh, yep, not chill. Okay, so I'm back over towards the city. I think I do want to build my permanent base pretty close to it. I don't fully know how it works right now, but I think I definitely will figure it out. And also it is central in the map, which is what I want. Gladiator's Keep? I don't know what this is. Whoa. See, what is that stuff? Small boxes? I bet those give loot. Alright, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. And then I think this over here, that ring is like the central city. And that's like super dangerous, I'm pretty sure. I flew back to that one tower with the moving spotlight to investigate a little bit. But it seemed to just be a part of the map more than anything that I can interact with. Okay, this is where I originally spawned in. This is part of like the city, but it looks like it's been destroyed. You can still fly around here. And there was another teleporter, so of course I stepped on it to see where it took me. Not gonna mess with whatever that is. Okay, but they still do have patrols here, so it's not safe to build here. This is like a giant flat area. This could be half decent. Flying back up to the bridge in the city, I spotted something quite worrying. Gargoyle Megatherium? What? Doesn't this mean that they like break out of stone? Oh yeah, it does. Revenant. Oh, okay. This is a big part of where Aberration corrupted. Like these are all infected people or zombie type things. Revenant Stego. Okay, so everything here is like infected. So this is still not a safe area. The Megatherium was still on me though, so I politely removed myself from their property and looked for some real estate elsewhere. Okay, this little pillar's safe. It's got a wicked view too. Whoa. That's crazy. Before settling down, I wanted to scout the local area and see what other interesting things that I could find. One of those things being a cave full of oil nearby. Got a cave here, normal creatures. Oil nodes, okay. This is nice, and metal. Oh, there's another one of those dragon things. I need to look how to tame these. They looked really interesting and cool, but I probably couldn't tame them at the moment. And I did need to find that base spot sooner rather than later, so the flying around continued. Huge corrupted area over here called Revenants. Wow, dude, they look gross.
Now that is unsettling.
Church looking thing over here. As I was flying back to the big city, I accidentally got too close to one of the teleporter pads and I got TP'd. However, after coming back out, I actually discovered a terminal right by one. And after unlocking the cryopod engram, I saw that I could actually craft them in here. Okay, you can craft cryopods here. Okay, so let me farm up stuff for cryopods and then we'll take everything and we'll move over here. Oh, got too close to the city. I need to have parachutes on me, man. So I know there is a teleport pad closer to base. I'll just use that, use the terminal there. Actually, there was that oil cave really close to my new home. So I flew over there to farm up since I need some for cryopods anyway. There were also some silica pearls in there, so of course I had to pick those up as well. With a decent amount of oil gathered up, I flew back out towards my current outpost, grabbing some crystal on the way. Then when I arrived, I grabbed the other resources that I would need from the smithy and made a few clubs. I then flew out to find and kill a few penguins, which I did actually see roaming around here in the mountains. While farming up some extra arrows though, so I could actually kill the penguins, I spotted another one of those Veilwind things. So I hopped back on my owl and started beef with it. I got hit by some strange ice attack though, so I distanced myself for a bit. Then when I got back, the Veilwind was still around, but I left it be this time, only for it to attack my owl regardless though. And that little rascal was persistent. I flew down the hill and I watched as it kept teleporting, chasing me. Dude, I just want to farm these penguins that I found. They're down here, right? Yeah. These stupid Veilwinds, they are so annoying. Surely there was more penguins than that. That was in fact the only two penguins that I could find here at least. So I flew over to one of the terminals to craft as many cryopods as I could with a little amount of polymer that I had. Okay, I'd like to use the terminal here, but there's a bunch of patrol dudes. Oh, there's no chance I can use it. Okay, I should be able to use this terminal. I think there's only some revenant dinos around here. 9 cryopods? Okay, that's more than I thought I could make. It's a galoon. How do these work? I have no idea. Man, he scared me.
Another of Rockwell's bad ideas in the flesh.
Isn't it so much easier to work for me rather than against me? I hope we have an understanding now.
What? Just crouch to lower our detection radius. Perfect, they're done crafting. Now I'm going to skedaddle back to base. Back to camp, I should say. When I arrived at the camp, I grabbed all of my belongings and I threw them on the snow owl I was using before crowing up all my other tames. I then packed up the smithy and foundation, then hopped on the owl, and I set out to go and build on the new base location. This time around, the bridge that leads over to the spot was literally an active war zone for some reason, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Oh, the UD causing havoc was looking seriously bloody though, so I helped out by nipping at its tail until it finally died. Got it, okay. As for the Carno, I led that off the edge so I could start setting up in peace. Alright, here's home. Now, these packing rhinos might have been here before me, but this is now my land and I did not want them freely roaming around, so I politely removed them from my property. Okay, since this is Lost Colony and it's like a, I don't know, I guess super gothic, it's got a real gothic aesthetic. I'd like to build a tower design for my base. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do just yet, but I think I'm just going to set up a simple platform for now, and we need to tame some farming dinos like a Dodic and a Theri. because no chance I'm farming that by hand. So first, let's just set up a simple platform for right now. The simple platform being literally my only 2 stone foundations, a smithy and 2 forges. I did also farm up a campfire though, since I was all out of cooked meat. On day 12, I returned to the bridge to grab the UD lungs that I left behind after killing the big furry chicken, and I then dove down into the valley to get a sip of water. When I made it back up to base, I smacked up the metal node nearby and I split it into my 2 forges, before hopping back on my owl to go and source the raw meat for myself from the locals. With some food cooking again, I could get back to proper manual labor, meaning smacking up another metal node and a couple of trees to keep the forges lit. I also crafted a bunch of trank arrows in preparation for the little taming spree that I'd soon have to undergo. For the first time, I actually didn't even have to go far at all. There was a Dodic just chilling on the other side of the bridge, so I quickly farmed up a small 1x1 box trap and then ran over to introduce myself. Okay, so I found this Dodic really close to my base. It's not a good level, but I can't pass it up. It's literally right here across the bridge. So I'm gonna tame it. And then I should be able to find an RG around here. Excuse me. With the Dodic asleep, I quickly harvested a few Mayho berries with Nathan and then ran over to feed it. Oh, hello, 145, what? I don't really need that though. Alright, with these smelting, no, it's still too cold. Anyways, the Dodic ended up taming pretty soon, so I ran over to pick up the box, saddle it, and name it before rolling back to base. And I'll name this Dodic Claire. Thank you for purchasing a mousepad and supporting the channel. Alright, well I really didn't expect to get a Dodic this quick. This will make farming up my base a lot easier, but I'd still think I'd prefer to tame an RG first. I did smack up a couple of rocks around the base before grabbing the RG trap and crafting some more arrows and then tranks, then checking out the skill tree milestone page. Craft 25 thatch structures and I can get 3 skill points. Ooh, okay, hold up. That's enticing. I could make those structures at any point in the near future though, so I refused to distract myself with it right now. Instead, I locked back in on the main objective, being taming up a big bird. Okay, let's go get an RG. Seems to be plenty of them around here. 10, 45, there's a ton of flyers. There was a whole lot of birds, however most of them were absolutely dooted. Only a couple of them were even decent. Alright, I'm just gonna tame this 125. Levels on Lost Colony seem to be pretty terrible. I landed on a nearby ledge and dropped a couple of trees so I could set up the trap and lead the RG in on the first try, of course.
Nope.
Got it. Bang. To get prime meat, I flew up to the rest of the birds and spotted a low level and then engaged it in a classic one-on-one dogfight. The 3 pieces of prime probably wouldn't suffice though, so I flew back up to clap yet another RG before flying back to the sleeping one and feeding it. Bang, okay. I mean, it's a 125 tame, so it doesn't... it's actually... This has come out a lot better than some of my higher level RG tames have. Alright, well, let's get this guy back to base. Alright, what do I need for... I'm gonna need chitin for an RG saddle. Alright, and then I'll name this RG Wendy. Thanks for supporting the channel. Need to go grab some water, and I also need chitin. I had to dive all the way down into the abyss again just for a drink, but since I was already down here, I got to looking for any creatures made out of chitin. Whoa! Okay, I kind of forgot though, I do want a Desmodus. I keep getting off track here, but I really want one of them. I know they're super good, and I like the snow owl and all, but it doesn't output that much damage. Let me see what I need for a Desmodus saddle. Oh! Well, my game crashed. By some absolute miracle, I somehow spawned on the snow owl so I could mount it before plummeting down to earth and blowing out my kneecaps. However, Lindsay, my peggo, was sort of stuck in a predicament. Lindsay's in the air. Alright, well, just stay there, Lindsay, I guess. Anyways, I flew back home and unlocked the Desmodus saddle, for which I needed wood and hide, both of which I can get pretty easily though. Let's get the wood, and then I'm gonna need to gather up the hide. Alright, I think I've got the method. So I'm making this Desmodus saddle, right? And you need blood packs to actually tame them. So first, I've got to unlock the syringe. But, you know, farming blood packs is pretty annoying because you gotta, I don't know, drain your health and then wait for yourself to heal back up. But if I get some skill points here and get the hot-blooded, this will just make me heal quicker. And to get the 3 skill points, I just needed to craft those 25 thatch structures that I saw earlier. So I got to work on making those. So I think the move definitely is here to tame a low-level Desmodus, and they're actually quite efficient at getting blood packs from other creatures, like more than just draining it from your character. So I'll just tame a low level, get blood packs using that, and then tame a high level. When I arrived back at the crib, I crafted the Desmodus saddle and the syringe. Okay. I got the 3 skill points, so let's put them all into hot-blooded. This will make me heal 3 times as fast. Bang. Now all I had to do was stand around and repeatedly poke myself with a syringe to farm up blood. And while doing that, I did do a little bit of research to see just how many I would actually need. It's saying a level 50 is only gonna take 8 blood packs on my race, which is not a lot at all, to be honest. And it's saying a 150 is only gonna take 12. There's no way that's accurate. I don't believe that for a second. I got a total of 17 blood packs before hopping on the owl and heading out to that cave that I saw Desmodus at. Surely this is it. Oh yeah, 65, 15, 75. I need to find one that's singled out. This guy just spawned. Oh, 55. It's singled out, I could try it. Hello? After getting its attention, I quickly parked my owl on the ground and I jumped to let the bat pick me up and get it tamed. Oh yeah, it is taming. That's too easy. That is too easy. Whoa! Dang, Desmodus back in the game. Okay, I completely forget how to use these things. But wow, dude, this thing's only level 70 and it's strong, and it feels really fast. I crowed up my owl so I could fly around on the bat for a while. Okay, so this isn't the cave. It's just a little outcropping that happens to have them. I need to find the actual cave where I was earlier. All right, any little dinos I can pick up and drain their blood. Oh wait, okay, here's the cave, here's the cave. Found it, I knew it was around here. But I did need to source a few blood packs before I could go in and start looking for a high level Desmodus. So I flew around the area looking for any volunteer blood donators. Equus, can I pick this up? I couldn't carry a whole horse with the bat unfortunately, but I did find a snake next that I could pick up. After killing that, I flew back towards the area that I started out at and I picked up another moss shops before spotting something quite special to me. Hold up. Oh, it's a kipper. No way. Okay, let's bring this guy to a lake. All right, this isn't the safest of water pools. Kipper, if I drop you on this ledge, will you stay up here? Nope. And I even lost him under the ice, so now I had no other choice but to tame him in this river. This level 100 Spino could pose a threat to that though, so I first took care of it. Just farming blood packs off this guy. Fight back, dude, I dare you. I'm literally healing off of you. Bang, okay. Holy levels, okay. Back to the kipper though. I parked the bat on the ice and dove into the bone-chilling water to look for him. Where is the kipper? Oh, we got pearls back down here. Might as well collect them. Alright, now where might that kipper be? Oh, wait. Okay, that's a horse. Okay. Man, I think that kipper might be gone. Whatever. I'm sure I'll find another one down the line. At the very least, I had a ton of blood packs from that Spino, so I could go back into the cave and tame me a high-level bat or two. I think really my only complaint about Lost Colony... 135, never mind. I was gonna say my only complaint is low levels. I mean, low levels, they are all over this map, but now I had my sights on the one that was not part of the low level gang, so I had to lock in real quick. It was surrounded by other Desmos, so I had to take care of those before trying to tame it. As I pulled the low level bat to aggro, I did also bring the 135 with me, so I had to be careful with my attacks and well with the other Desmo. Oh, what? Oh, I tamed it. Oh, okay. Well, I did not mean to do that, but I guess that is a strategy since they tame so quickly. The 135 bat was too busy eating the cave wall, but at least I had it nice and secluded now, so I could let it pick me up and eat the blood packs. They get terrible taming effectiveness. Oh! Okay, well... Oh, it tamed. Oh, okay. As I was saying, they get terrible taming effectiveness unless you like feed them a moss chops, but no way I'm doing all that. Anywho, I cryoed the other bat and stouted up the high level. As for the other Desmo that I tamed by accident, well, he can stay here in this cave and watch over it, I guess. I really don't need him to come back to base with me. And I did have to exit the cave sooner rather than later as I was actively starving to death with no cooked meat in my inventory. So when I made it out, I quickly put together a campfire and I got some raw meat from a generous donator. Oh, gotta reveal the campfires because there's too much snow. I did fly back to clap an underdeveloped bat and that Yudi for more meat since the hot-blooded skill I unlocked actually drained my food really quickly. Alright, I've got some food. Let's go back in the cave while the rest of this is cooking. I have the location of another cave just in case I can't find a high-level female in here. But, you know, I'm Granty. I got that dog in me. Barely a minute after saying that, I did actually spot just that. A level 140 female Desmodus, proving that I am in fact him. It was, unfortunately though, surrounded by the whole gang of bats though, so I had to be strategic about this. Alright, let's just go stir them all up. Well, my Desmo's probably done for right there. Yeah. Oh no, now we're all running. At least I got them somewhat split up now, so I could drag one half of the gang out of the entrance where I did unfortunately get picked. Put me down! Alright, well that guy's tamed. I let the newly tamed bat distract one of them while I took care of the other one and stopped by my campfire for some more food. Whoa, why are they all clumped up, man? This makes it so difficult. Okay, they're attacking something, that's why. Oh. They were attacking my Desmodus. Okay, well, there was even another female in there, a level 130. So I grabbed the aggro of all the bats again and kited them out of the cave into the open world where they could scatter out so I could single out the high levels. Okay, I've been recording for like 7 hours today so far. I need something to help me lock back in. Red Bull, please sponsor me. And I'm pretty sure I was not the only one who needed to lock in. Oh, hello. Why are we hanging like that? There we go. This is who I want. And she's singled out. Come here, beautiful. Oh, no, she's not singled out. I wanted to see the level of the other one before committing any war crimes against them, so I circled the bats for a few seconds until they lost aggro. 75, yeah. The 75 had to go, but now I could finally rizz up the 140 and tame it. Hello. Perfect, dude. It's exactly what I wanted. With a breeding pair of high-level bats secured, I could finally head back to base. Is what I would have said if I actually got everything that I needed, but I actually still needed to get chitin for the RG saddle, so I stuck around the area looking for some more buggy boys. I even flew into a new cave, which I'm yet to see, and it looked pretty quiet and peaceful up until I tried to actually leave. Oh my! Anywho, I found a dung beetle and some buggy boys, so I packed those up. Ooh, you know the one thing about Desmodus? They don't harvest hide when they kill stuff. Or chitin. That's interesting. Oh, Alpha Raptor. Level 75. Once I get an imprinted Desmo, I'm definitely coming back over here. I'm gonna mark this on my map. Okay, I'm not finding much made out of chitin, and as I say that, there's a scorpion. Okay, well, I guess ask and you shall receive. There was even a bonus spider that I clapped, and I finally headed back home. Wow, this area is flat. Finally, back at the Cribbington. Wow, this is a sad looking base. This is a very sad looking base, I'm not gonna lie. Anywho, I threw the bats out so I could breed high levels for an imprinted baby. In the meantime, I unlocked the RG saddle and flew down to take out an RG for its hide so I could actually craft the saddle for my own bird. Talk about a self-fulfilling manufacturing requirement. Anywho, when I returned, I found something interesting out about the bats that I did not know until now. Oh, they get pregnant, they don't have eggs. Okay. While the female was busy producing new life, I flew down on the male and I did do a little bit of killing in the name of progress, of course. Alright, poop out a baby. This thing looks funny.
Why you bully me?
Okay, yeah, this thing's good. I didn't get to admire the stats for too long though, as my tames got attacked by a mana. Once I whistled everyone back, I named the little bat Amy. Amy, thank you for supporting the channel as well. This guy wants a Tinto Berry. Tinto Berry you shall get. Ooh, yeah, those stats are good. While Amy grew up, I continued harassing the local creatures for their hides so I could then start the grind for an actual base. Alright, I think I can finally make this RG saddle. Finally got a saddle for Wendy here. Alright, let's start farming some stone with this Dodic. I mean, honestly, there's a bunch of trees around me, and I've got an RG. Hatchet's decent at farming wood. I think I might just, bite the bullet, and we're gonna put together a bigger base here. Again, I want to go for like a medieval / gothic tower design. I think it'll just be fit in with the map. Even with this low level Dodic, I could farm up a ton of stone pretty quickly. On a side note, my imprinted bat was now fully grown, so it's time to take it out for a test flight. Ooh, it's so quick. This thing's gonna be so strong. 200 damage a bite? Wicked. That's before even putting any levels into melee, mind you. Anywho, I couldn't get distracted for too long as I had a big and epic base to build here. So I flew back up to base before hitting the menu so I could cook something up. Okay, so I've spent some time in another world in single player, kind of messing around, but I got to a base build that, I want to build. And you think, if I'm the one designing the base, I'll make it easy for myself. It won't cost that many structures. Well, no. I went with something that I think's gonna look cool, and I think it'll be pretty functional and actually useful. And for those of you who want to know all the different structures and how many of each I would actually need, here you go. So anyways, I need 1 stone gateway, 19 stone pillars, 84 stone triangle ceilings, 48 stone quarter walls and railings, 16 stone windows / doors, 1 stone reinforced gate, 24 stone quarter roofs, 36 stone triangle roofs, and 48 stone walls. I've got a lot of farming ahead of me. I first had to make a few storage boxes so I could store all my resources away. Okay, how do I... Oh, okay, I forgot they could do that. I wanted to farm fiber, which he did for me. Perfect, thank you. I dropped a couple of trees, unlocked the large storage box engram, and crafted a few. Whoa, crazy box placement. Whatever. It works. On that note, I brought all of my belongings over to the boxes and picked up my structures too to make space for the future base. I then repaired my tools in the RG's inventory since it does act as a smithy as well, and now I can finally get to farming. Okay, so I really only have to farm the thatch and wood by hand since I've got that Dodic, which I'm not complaining about. Getting the stone is definitely the most annoying part. And there does seem to be a decent portion of trees around here. This shouldn't be terrible. I'm definitely gonna go on to regret that. It's not even big. I really don't know how there's that many structures in it, but whatever. You guys will see it when I put it together. Oh, dude, you know what? Before anything bad happens, I have to make a bed. I don't know how I just thought of that. Not having a bed or sleeping bag at my base has bit me in the butt before, so remembering to place one was a blessing. Anyway, I farmed up a bunch of wood next and crafted up all the ceilings. The grind continued into day 17 though, as there was still a whole lot of other structures that I needed. Okay, after like maybe an hour of grinding, I have all the structures that I need right here. So let's move my tames out of the way. Okay, so I want to line up the base or just make it symmetrical with this bridge at least. I placed one foundation in line with the bridge and then checked the placement, then dragged the snap over to the middle so I could get to cooking up the whole base. Okay, this is the first foundation of the base. Let's construct this thing. Okay, I have pretty much completed the design. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments. It's definitely interesting, and I've built it so I can kind of expand on it. I can expand on these little pillar towers that are sticking off, but I think it looks pretty cool. So I want to try adding, need to add ramps, and then I want to add a spiral staircase going up there. I crafted the wood ramps and placed those below the main gate. As for the spiral staircase, it actually fit perfectly in the center of the tower, going all the way up to the top. Bang! Okay, it works like perfectly. I need 2 more. Sweet, dude. I quickly flew down to farm up a bit of wood needed for the stairs, and after placing those down, I kind of just needed a few triangle ceilings at the top to finish it off. Oh, what? Oh, they're sticking out outside of the base. I didn't know they did that. That's kind of ugly. Okay, well, I got that placed. I placed my bed back down just to be safe, but I now had to deal with the staircase literally clipping through the walls of the base. Okay, did not realize they stick out through the side of the base, but ignorance is bliss. I'm just gonna ignore it. Okay. That being said, it was time to actually move into the new crib and get all set up. I first had to go for a sip of water though, which also reminded me that I would need to bring water up here pretty soon since diving down into the abyss every time I get thirsty is really not optimal. So I'm not gonna have too much down here. I'm gonna have all my stuff really at the top because this is where I kind of have these platforms to land flyers at. With the basics down, I picked up my boxes and moved all my stuff up there with Wendy. Alright, I'm gonna take Wendy over here. I feel like I remember seeing an Anki, a 135 Anki over on this bridge. I could very well be mistaken, but, you know, let's go find out. Okay, I'm not seeing any Ankis here now. It could have very well been on the other bridge. It's definitely a possibility. Getting an Anki would definitely have to be the next move though, as the metal addiction was calling and farming it by hand seemed slightly suboptimal. So I hopped on Amy, my imprinted speed bat, and I flew out to the other bridge in hopes of finding that 135 Anki. 95, 15... Oh, here it is. Here's that 135. Okay. This guy's kind of disrupting the peace. Oh, what? These light posts give electronics and metal and stuff. Ooh, like they do on Extinction. That's so good. This was actually big news because instead of farming countless silica pearls, I could just bring my Dodic over here and smack up these light posts for a decent amount of electronics. Anyways, as I packed up the Yudi and the other less relevant Ankis, I actually got another message from the Lost King himself.
You found the Great
Whoa.
Western Bridge, built to access the Highlands to our west by a seditious lord desperate to regain my favor. Alas, it was completed too late to save him.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab my RG, we'll come back, grab it, and then bring it back to base. Before heading back over, I wanted to queue up some narcotics, but as is usual in Lost Colony, I got jumped by a Microraptor while checking out a Carno on Nathan. No! These Microraptors are the bane of my existence on this map. I had to repair my armor, which actually worked now. Not sure why I couldn't do it earlier. Alright man, let's go grab this Anki. Okay, I honestly want to see if I can get this thing stuck inside my base somehow. Yeah, I didn't really feel like making a trap for an Enki, but I really also did not want it walking off the edge. So instead, I dropped it for a second and I picked up the triangle ceilings and the stairs from the middle of my tower. We're gonna shut that. Alright, let's drop this dude in.
Nope.
What? Got it. With the Enki sleeping on my stairs, I could replace the ones that I picked up as well as the ceilings. I then grabbed some Maho berries with Nathan and fed it. Now, while that tamed, I wanted to make more forges to prepare the copious amounts of metal that I intended on farming soon. I'd like to make 4 more forges so I can have 10. Just makes it easy. But for that, I needed more hide, so I dove down with Amy to try and kill something. Bang dude, 10 refining forges. With the forges lined up, I had a quick look at the skill tree milestones again, and I saw that I was on the last mission of the first row, being tame one of the creatures listed here. Oh man, I wish I could tame an otter. I can't find that kipper though. Also, how am I supposed to loot 10 supply crates? I haven't even seen one. Anyways, I still had to make an Anki saddle too, which of course requires more hide, so back to killing I went. There's the Anki saddle, and now it's gonna tame you pretty soon. Let's just farm wood, fill up the forges in the meantime. My RG did need some levels into weight though, and I did have that Alpha Raptor marked on my map. Unfortunately though, said Alpha Raptor was on the opposite side of the map, and flying over there with Wendy would be a chore of its own. It would be so worth though. I don't know if I can bring myself to do that right now though. I have been recording for, it is currently 12 a.m. and I have been recording since 10 a.m. So with a few breaks here and there, but 14 hours are pretty much just pure Ark. It's enough to make a guy go crazy. But I'm locked in. I'm locked in for y'all in this video. That being said, I got all the wood farmed up and I returned to fill the forges. The Anki also tamed right on cue, so I ran down to give it a name. Missy, thank you for supporting the channel and hope you dig your mouse pad. Okay, let's go grab some water. I really need to get water piped up here, because this is becoming a constant thing for me. But before fixing that issue, I've got to go on a metal run. The itch was really starting to get to me, and I really do need more metal to progress. So as usual, I picked up Issy, and we headed out. I haven't seen too many nodes in the area, which is kind of concerning, but I'll figure it out. Okay, here we got some metal. Not a ton, but better than nothing. Oh! No shot, man. I think my Anki should survive. I'm flying around like an idiot. Chicken with his head cut off. What? No, I just got teleported. Luckily, I got teleported to the top of the mountain and not across the map, so I flew back inside and picked up Issy before the Yudi turned it into dinner. Okay, I think I've got about 300 metal per forge farmed up. Let's head back to base with this, and I'll probably come back for another trip. I am really digging this base design. Anyway, I split the metal up into the forges, and I lit them to start cooking while I flew down to gather more wood for them. Alright, let's go out for another round of metal farming. Holy flyers in the air, dude. This is insane. Man, there's so many teleport spots in there. I'm just trying to farm them. Oh, okay, it teleported me to metal. I can't be that, man. Okay, there we go. Got a bunch of metal smelting just before the end of day 20. Perfect. I think we're making pretty good progress, I'd say. Okay, metal production is going well. I want to target making a fabricator next because there's been a bunch of stuff added with Lost Colony, like this, for example, a fabricated crossbow, and you can only make it in the fabricator. The description of the crossbow read that this thing could have 3 firing modes, those being normal, spread, and marksman, and it could also shoot underwater like the default crossbow. But it was the 3 different firing modes that caught my attention, so I really wanted to craft one and see how it actually worked. What do I need for a fabricator? I need paste, well, a spark powder. Okay, the spark powder won't be hard, but I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do for paste, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen any taxpayers. The paste was a future problem for the very near future me though. But for now, I went out with the RG and Anki to get some more spark powder farmed up and cooked. Okay, I've been watching some videos and it's looking like beaver dams and cementing paste are kind of hard to come by, but I believe I found the location of where beavers should spawn. It's actually pretty close by, so let's fly over there. Okay, here we have beavers, just where are the dams? There were a couple of capros that I had to take out before diving into the water to look around, but there was in fact 0 beaver dams, even though there were a few taxpayers just swimming around here. Okay, that sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Farming paste is going to be super annoying. At the very least, I got to fill my pockets with a few silica pearls. Okay, now over here at this spot, I think there's plants where you can farm organic polymer. I'm not sure if you can do it by hand, but I know you can do it with a dire bear. It's like these glowing blue. Okay, you can. I bet it's good with a sickle. I was close to base, so I flew back up to craft said sickle and test my hypothesis. Yeah, let's make sickle. And in the meantime, I'm gonna have to use all my chitin and keratin just to make cementing paste, which is really annoying and inefficient. Flying back down to that organic polymer plant, I tested the sickle out and it was better than gathering by hand, but still nothing crazy. This really isn't that good. I need to tame a dire bear. Common mushroom? What? They added different mushrooms, but they're the same texture. Huh. Anyways, I flew back home and I just needed a bit more paste, so I packed up a random carno and grabbed a few pieces of keratin that it dropped, and then returned back home to make the paste and fabricator. Okay, here we go. I can make a fabricator. So what do I need for the fabricator? I need more paste. Are we serious? Oh, dude, it's so annoying. I crafted up a second mortar and pestle to double the production speed, but I now had to go back out and hunt for chitin. Oh, there's new structure skins. Hold up, I didn't even realize this. Hold up, can I make? I can make my base like, oh, dang. I'm gonna make my base all Lost Colony stuff. This is sick. I always forget about this stuff. Even though I buy the DLCs, I just forget I can do this. Okay, bang, dude, whole base converted to Lost Colony structures. Okay, this does look a lot cooler. I should have done this as soon as I built it, but you know, whatever. It's like this now. Back to the chitin though. I needed around 200 of it for the crossbow, so I hopped on the bat and headed out to look for buggy boys and other chitin critters. Alright, this is this alpha raptor over here. Might as well kill it while I'm here. There we go. Let's kill this. Let's get some levels experience on this guy. I think whatever levels I get from this, I'll just pump into health. And I'd like to use this, try out some of the defense/attack missions. Probably a defense. I think those are easier. Got it. Okay. Yeah, we'll take 5k health. Bit more stamina than melee. I did also get a better hatchet as a bonus from the raptor, which would probably harvest more chitin per corpse. Okay, you know what? So this northwestern part of the map is where I spawned, but I know there's supposed to be another easy spawn at the southwestern part of the map, and from what I've heard, it's got similar swampy type creatures that are made out of chitin mostly. Oh, hello. Might as well kill it. But I'm gonna, after I kill this alpha raptor, I'm gonna head down there, see what I can't find. This place is like huge, open, and flat. I feel like I should have spawned down here, not out in the mountain area where I spawned. This looks way easier. I even ran into one of the outpost defenses that I was talking about. This one though was a medium difficulty, but honestly, I want to try the gamma ones out before just in case. Okay, this area is looking pretty swampy. This is good. Now we're just looking for stuff made out of chitin.
Hello.
Perfect. Oh, there's frogs out here. Oh, I so just need to tame a frog, and then I can just kill bugs and stuff in this area, and that'll farm chitin and paste. I could shoot a couple of tranks off of my bats, so I actually started looking around for high-level frogs to tame. The level 90, that's not terrible. I'll just tame the level 90. Can I pick it up? Yeah, I have it. Oh, I can't shoot backwards at it. Just take it to a safer spot. With the frog knocked out, I unlocked the saddle engram and flew down to try and find some prime meat. Oh, there's a kipper! I think I hit it. My bad, dude. It's only a level 10 though. I don't really want to tame a level 10. Anyways, I also spotted a resource cache in the water and it was a gamma difficulty. Okay, this is a resource cache. It's a gamma, but I remember those spawn the like what? They're the bat things, and those are, they don't take much damage from tames. You gotta fight them on foot, and I don't have a good gun, so I'd really rather do the base defense first. Okay, I need a baby dino for prime. May not have found any baby dinos, but I did come across a Diplo, which provided a decent amount of prime as well, so I flew back to feed the frog. Bang. Luke, thank you for supporting the channel. Hope you enjoy your mousepad. After making it back home on day 23, I hopped on Wendy again and brought my Dodic out for a little bit of overtime stone farming so I could turn that chitin that I got into cementing paste. Now I gotta go get the polymer. I couldn't be asked to go and tame a dire bear right now though, so I had to pull through with just my sickle. Oh! That plant is alive. Oh, it's one of the Revenant things. Revenant Dimorph. Anywho, once I had more than enough polymer gathered, I hopped back on my bat and flew back home to craft the fabricated crossbow. Okay, finally, crossbow, fabricated crossbow. Okay, how is this gonna work? Wow, okay, this thing looks sick. Oh, whoa. You load 10 arrows in at a time? Okay. All right, hold up. I want to test this thing out. I'm going to keep my normal crossbow on me, and I want to compare like how much damage they do. I flew down to find a test subject, and I first shot it with the default crossbow, then the new and upgraded one. So normal crossbow does 94. This thing is chunky. Oh, it does the same damage. What? Can I make it switch modes? How do I make it switch modes? Oh, okay. You hold R. Fabricated crossbow, standard, marksman, spread. Okay. So is this gonna make me shoot multiple arrows? Carno, perfect. Light him up. Oh, whoa, what? No, that's sick. Okay, that's really cool. All right, now what does the marksman do? Oh, it just gives me a crazy zoom. Oh! Alright, so it doesn't do any more damage, it looks like. Honestly, I was hoping it would deal more. So there doesn't seem to be much of a point to actually, use it over a normal crossbow, because realistically, like, I guess who's gonna be using a spread shot unless you're like in a really dire situation? I guess the marksman's cool though. I don't know. I'll use it. It's cool. I like it. It was pretty expensive to craft, but at the end of the day, it was a way cooler crossbow. This does look super cool. You guys cannot lie. All right, if I want to tame a dire bear for better polymer harvesting, I think I'm gonna have to use darts, since the crossbow doesn't really do any more or less damage. Crossbows usually have a high chance of killing dire bears when you're tranking them out, so time to make darts. That being said, I gathered all the charcoal that my furnaces had burned, and I got to crafting a few rifle bullets as well as the long neck itself. Then as for the gunpowder, I needed to farm up some more spark powder. With all of that out of the way, I was able to cook up a grand total of 68 darts. Okay, I have darts. I think it's time we just assemble a little trap here. With the trap all farmed up and crafted, it was time to head out and find a bear to tame on day 24. And where are all the bears at? I really didn't need anything super high level, since its only purpose would be to decimate flowers for polymer. Oh, here we go. Well, 10, 35. Surely a 35 works. Oh, not the politest of areas. So let's go find a different place.
2 hours later.
Okay, I really am struggling to find any bears besides those two that I found in an actual war zone. Eventually, I found a trio of bears, level 55, 85, and 95. The area they were in was not the safest, but I did not want to spend an entire eternity looking for a bear, so I decided just to bite the bullet and restore peace in this area. Really just this mana. It's a level 5, okay. Oh, it's dead. Okay. I did also have to kill the RG that was chasing me, and only then I saw that it was a level 140. I'm gonna take out this oh, that's not an elephant. It's Paraceratherium. Is it the Krylophosaurus? Oh, it is. I don't know how these work, so I'm just gonna kill it. The racer had to go too, but at least I got a bunch of prime meat from it, so I could use that to tame the bear. Okay, it's this lighter bear that I want. Let's get this dude's attention. Got it. Is it bloody? Oh, it is. That's not optimal. All right, I've got an idea. I'm gonna take
the south is one of my many monuments erected by my grateful subjects. You could learn a lot from them about humility and fidelity if you cared about such virtues.
Okay, as I was saying, I'm gonna take down this other bear in the cage with this crossbow. This is actually just gonna come in useful. So I'll put it on spread mode, and then I want it to eat its friend. Just put it on spread. Okay, this thing's actually kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me, would like for you to eat your friend. There we go. The bear still looked pretty bloody though, even though it just ate the other one. And I did also spot a kipper in the river, so the bear had to become priority number 2. What level are you, dude? 40, but your mate boosted. I should have just claimed one of the baby bears. The cubs. Whatever, I'll try tranking it out. Oh, I actually knocked it out. Oh yeah, it's very low though. While the bear enjoyed its 5-course meal, I packed up an angry beer elephant and sat down waiting for it to finish the tame. Boom, bear's tamed. I crowed up the bear and picked up the trap before flying back home to throw it out again, as well as the frog. I then crafted the Bezo Bufo saddle, but the dire bear needed a whole 100 cementing paste to be able to craft its saddle. 100 paste? We can't be serious. Well, I guess let's just take the Bezo Bufo out to go get paste. Man, these winter storms are crazy. Okay, let's go back out to this southwestern swamp, farm up a bunch of chitin and paste from killing bugs. Oh, Lindsay, I kind of forgot about you. It's just hanging around in the air.
That paper one is probably a lot lot stronger as well.
What do you mean that? Whoa, holy dude. These revenants, I mean, they're pretty easy to dispatch on my bat. Oh, so the giant big ones, they blow up. Okay, we've made it back out to the swamps. On that note, it's time to throw Luke the Frog out and get to work on digesting buggy boys. Oh, look down on my phone for 1 second, he got me midair. Thankfully, there was nothing dangerous in the area to eat my face off, so I got out of there scot-free and continued my bug killing duty for paste. Alright, that might be all the paste I'm getting. I mean, it's not a ton, but it's more than I had when I came here. Back to base we go. When I returned, I crafted the Dire Bear saddle, and I actually ventured into the Ingram page again, as I wanted to check out a few new structures that were added along with Lost Colony. Pet displays. I'd like to make this. I think you can put shoulder mounts on it. But then there's also, I think it's this, the Blood Forge? No, it's not that. That's the cryo hospital. Is it the warbench? I think it's the warbench. Place items in this to combine them into an item more suited to your needs. Okay, I think what this does is it lets you you can put 2 primitive items or 2 or 3 primitive items into it, and it'll combine them and make it a ramshackle or apprentice. It'll make the damage and durability better. I first crafted that pet stand though. I placed it just at the end of my staircase, and I could actually put my shoulder pad on it as I imagined. And I got him right there. That's funny. Okay, I think they do animations, right? You can pet them. Oh yeah. And then, okay, I think they stand there and they'll just do animations themselves. Tomfoolery aside, I saddled and cryoed my bear so I could fly down and put it to the test against Rockwell's flowers. All right, let's try this thing out. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better. It's nothing crazy, but this will be more than enough polymer. It is nice having this so close to my base, I won't lie. When I returned back to base, I repaired the fabricated crossbow and looked into making that warbench. It was pretty expensive on the electronics though, but I did remember that I could probably smack up the light posts on the bridges with my Dodix, so I picked mine up and headed over. Okay, so we have this light post right here on the bridge. Does my Dodic auto swing on them? I think it does on extinction, but I'm not sure if it will now. Let's try holding it next to the base of it. It does. Okay. How much did I get from that? Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'll take the element dust as well. I'll take everything. 20 electronics per lamp was actually really good, so it's time to vandalize the Lost King's property a bit.
Before you lies the Great Southern Bridge, symbol of our control over the valley and outer reaches to the south. Through many eyes, I am watching your every move.
Yeah, he probably wasn't a fan of me breaking the lights, but I needed the electronics, so I continued smacking them. Oh, what are the Veilwind's issues? Alright, well that's my cue to leave. I got what I needed. Back at the crib on day 26, I transferred everything I got into the fabricator and flew down to farm up some wood and fibers since that was all I needed now to make the warbench. Alright, let's turn on the fabricator, toss everything in here. Bang, we'll make the warbench. It needed power to turn on though, so I had to unlock and craft a generator. Alright, just so I don't really hear this generator, I think I'm good to place it down here. I think all my structures will still be in range. With the base powered up, I turned the warbench on and it actually wasn't obnoxiously loud like the fabricator. So the result item will have a quality equal to the quality of one of the items. 50% chance of picking the highest quality item is the main item. Okay, so it has 2 functions. So in the reroll, you just toss one item in and then just hope to make it better, but it has a 25% chance to fail. So am I a gambling man? I was originally planning on making two crossbows, but I could just re-roll it. I think I'm a gambling man. Let's try it out. Wait, what? Why is it not working? Why can't I re-roll it? Oh, maybe it doesn't work for primitive stuff. Oh, what? Gotta use red element shards? Okay. So I don't think I'm able to use this quite yet. I think I need to get some red element shards. And for that, I think I need to defend an outpost because that's how you get red element. So I need to fly around looking for one of those. I could probably do a gamma defense with just my bat, but just in case, I did also want to craft some arrows and maybe even a second fabricated crossbow. Before going out to do any scouting for defenses though, there was a few chores that I had to do. One of those being to relight my forges so they can keep on cooking metal. And I also crafted some canteens for myself to solve the obvious water issue. Can I make a grill? This campfire is annoying and I'm always shredding through my food. Just some oil. I think I have that, right? Yes, I do. Perfect. Cook me food. Okay, I think I'm ready. Let's go out and try to find a gamma outpost to defend. My bat's really strong. I think it'll be okay. Okay, I don't have that hostile effect right now. Will these dudes be chill with me? Are y'all cool? I'll see, we're chill. Oh, my bad. Yeah, see, this is cool. Like, I don't want beef right now. Like, I'm not gonna say I agree with the Lost King, but like, I just don't want to be fighting him and his minions, you know? Dude! I guess if you just get too close to their dinos, they get mad at you? Yeah, seems like they just keep switching up on me, so I left them alone and continued my search for an outpost to defend instead. So this is the upper city, but I don't have much interest in the city right now. A solid few minutes of flying around later, I actually came across an outpost on day 27. Oh, here's one. Okay, I think it's Gamma. Marksman's hold. Okay. Ow! What? I thought I'm supposed to defend this. How does this work? Am I gonna get lit up? Ow! How does this work? Oh, I think I gotta break it. I actually saw a generator out in the open, so I tried to get in there without getting shot, which went about how you'd expect. I'm going for it. I actually managed to break it and the whole building collapsed, but as soon as I flew to safety, I got removed from the mission. Also, my bat lost half of its health in those few seconds, so I definitely couldn't do this right now. Okay, what I'm assuming is going on here is that I'm not actually on, like, you can either be on Rockwell's team, the Lost Kings team, or like the United Republic of Earth's team, basically the good guys, and I'm assuming I'm just not on his team. So the only logical conclusion is that I need to pillage and destroy these outposts instead of defending them. But for that, I needed something stronger with more health and damage. I'm pretty sure Gigas and Karkars are not a thing on Lost Colony though, so Rexes are gonna have to do. I would like to use something different like an Ocedon, but I just don't think they're very strong. They were marketed as like Titan killers, but they're pretty weak. Sadly. The Rexes were definitely my best bet as of now, so I flew back home to start preparing. First up, I needed narco berries, so Nathan and I went out to gather those. Alright, I got all these narcotics. I'm gonna turn them all into arrows, and I think taming a Rex might actually be pretty easy, because I'm just gonna turn the spread shot on this. I'm gonna shoot 10 tranks into it at once. Since Rexes have a virtually non-existent chance of dying before going to sleep, I didn't have to worry about shooting it slowly. So this method might actually just be the best new way of knocking them out. Okay, got a ton of arrows. Let's go look for Rexes. Oh, my first one. Oh, I can pick up Datons? No way. Okay, this is actually nice. It's in a decently closed off area next to the world border. That being said, I set my crossbow to shotgun mode on day 28 and got to tranking it out. Alright, I want to get super close so I don't miss arrows. Okay, it's running. Alright, now we're gonna turn it to single shot. Finally. Pretty terrible stats. That was definitely faster than shooting however many tranks like through a single shot. Let me look on Dotadex. How many tranks was that supposed to take? Because I feel like that was way too many. Okay, well, you're supposed to put just under 100 tranks into it. Maybe I just missed some with my scatter shots. I mean, it was still cool. Like, it was fun. Like, I'm gonna continue to do it. Anyways, I did a little bit of pest control around the area to keep the Rex safe and get prime meat, but as I was going back to feed it, I got jumped by 2 manas. Whoa! No! No! Why are there 2? Dealing with manas is also super annoying since they just refuse to land under any circumstance whatsoever. Are they gonna freeze? Okay, I killed one. Where's the other? Got it. Holy. Wow. Please be alive. Yes, it's alive. Alright. What's this sanguine elixir stuff? I don't know how it works. I crafted one to see and tried to force feed it to the Rex. But that didn't work, so I had to do a little bit of research to find out exactly how it does work. So I think I have it in my inventory. Look at the Rex. Oh yeah, and it just gave my Rex more taming percentage. Sweet. Oh, bang, dude. That's so easy. That's so nice. Stats are pretty buns, sadly. But at least that was half of the problem solved now. I still had to make a trip back home though to craft new trank arrows so I could come back out here and find a high level male as well. Oh wait, it's a... I want to do this, but I don't want to fight the neophytes. Okay, I gotta repair these. Good thing I have easy access to polymer. With the crossbows repaired, I quickly farmed up another batch of arrows and narco berries, then turned them all into tranks. Alright, time to go out and look for, I believe, a high-level male Rex. Let me just double check. Yeah, high-level male. The search continued into day 29, and I also collected a bunch of blood packs from random creatures while flying around so I could cook up another elixir. Okay, let's make another sanguine elixir for this next Rex I'm gonna tame. I just still need to find it. Probably should have killed this one since it's bad. Oh, what is this giant cave? Woo! Dude, my fat finger nearly just ended me. Oh, I do that all the time, man. Alright, what's this place? I could see some glowing crystals in the back of this long hallway, but as soon as I got close to the actual hall, I got hit by radiation, so I quickly changed my mind about exploring this cave. Another cave. Does this have radiation? Oh, well, Oh, 150 Rex right here. It's like in the perfect spot. Okay. This is the cave where I've been taming Desmodus. This area looks to be safe. Yeah. So let's lead it in here. As fun as the fabricated crossbow actually was, I was struggling to hit all the shots on the back of the bat. So I decided to latch myself onto the wall to make sure that I hit all my shots. Here we go. Now we're talking. Bang. The melee pre-tame looked to be a whole lot better on this male Rex, so I had much bigger expectations for it. Now as for the food to actually tame it, I flew all the way down to the ground where I found an Ovis, so I picked that up and brought it back up to the Rex. All that just for a Mega Raptor to show up out of absolutely nowhere and literally munch the corpse up right in my face. Dude. Not to worry though, as on day 30 I grabbed another Ovis, and this one I actually got to harvest myself. Just 1 feed of the mutton and sanguine elixir later, the Rex tamed up, so I had to look at its stats again. Okay, 400 melee and 8k health, that's not terrible. I'm gonna need air conditioners for this. Obviously it's cold here, I'm probably gonna need a lot, but I am pretty wealthy. I could probably just make an egg incubator, but first I waited for the Rex egg to drop so I could then go out and farm up the 250 electronics that I needed for the incubator. So I took my Dodic and I flew back to the bridge to smack up lampposts, but I also spotted a Veilwind that was completely oblivious to my presence. I want to try and claim this Veilwind. Come on. Bang! Okay, so apparently it was that easy to tame them all along. And then, so these are companions, so they don't, from my understanding, they don't die. Like, as soon as this thing gets low, it'll just bury itself into the ground and come back up when it has more health. Yeah, so I'll turn on companion mode, and I think, yeah, this guy will follow me around. Yeah, he'll follow me around no matter what. I think, oh wait, and I got buffs too. Moral support, Veilwind companion. A nearby companion is reducing the damage you take. Okay, that's pretty good. It also worked while I was mounted on a tame, so having one of these things follow you around was actually super beneficial. And I'll name this one Joel. Thanks for supporting the channel. So I'm not entirely sure how oh, what did it just do to my RG? I have no idea what it's doing. Anyways, I got to work on actually farming up the lampposts. And I also found out that these little lights down below were also harvestable and they gave just as many resources. That being said, I stocked up on a ton of electronics and flew back home to store it all the way. Yeah, see, my Veilwind just teleports here, that's sick. Next up, I grabbed my Dire Bear and we flew down to farm up all the polymer as well. Alright, finally, there's my egg incubator. Okay, I haven't used an egg incubator in a while. Can't you see the stats of the egg? I slapped it down on the ground floor of the base, and I could actually see the stats of the egg. Unfortunately though, this first egg that I have did not get the good stats, so the baby wouldn't make the cut. I'll just take it upon myself to, you know, put this one down with some dignity. What? A new egg dropped right on cue, so I grabbed that and threw it in the incubator to see the child's fate as well. Surely I wouldn't get 2 bad Rexes in a row, right? Yeah, what are the stats on this one? Nope, this one's bad as well. Die! Alright, I'd like a fridge now as well. Oh, this thing has so many levels. Oh, I guess it gets a bunch of levels from being my companion. And since I killed that Rex, got a bunch. Can I have 2 Veilwinds following me around? I do want to go fight something to see how this works. I went out with Nathan and the Veilwind to really test out his capabilities. Also, I did a very small amount of research to find out that I could indeed have another Veilwind to follow me around. So now I really want to tame the second one. Alright, let me fight this dude. My aura may have been a bit much for this saber though, as one smack from Nathan changed its political views completely and it decided to scrap with the Packy Rhinos instead. But once the Packies got folded, the saber attacked my Veilwind, so I sat back and watched as it broke the angry cat's ankles. I mean, it's not great by any means. I don't know, maybe I need to have another. Oh dude, get out of the ground. Okay, so that was not super impressive. Just call friends. Oh yeah, see, summons minions. See, why didn't you do that when we were fighting? I could also give myself different types of buffs, but that was it for messing around with the Veilwind. I had to get back to my fatherly duties now. Okay, see, this one got the good melee. 47 points, like that's solid. Since this egg had the good melee, I quickly checked the difference in health between the 2 parents. And it was only about 200 points of HP, so I decided just to keep this egg and raise it. While the egg incubated, I flew back out on the bat to get some raw meat for it, and once I returned, I could actually hatch it. Whoa, did it get a mutation? Oh wait, the other one's yellow, I didn't even realize that. Me, I got you. Alright, you stay there and raise. I'm gonna go try and tame another Veilwind. Dude! I fat finger all the... As I was raging, I saved myself. Okay, well, just gonna move on like nothing happened. Anyways, I flew up to the bridge again, and I even scouted the area around the city a bit, but I didn't find any more Veilwinds. They're kind of hard to spot since they're so small, so I just have to keep them in mind and hopefully run into one in the future. Back at base, I loaded up another couple of Rex eggs into the incubator, and surprisingly, they both got the good stats. So while those incubated up, I went out to farm some more hides so I could craft the saddles for the Rexes. Well, this is where I got killed taming a bunch of snow owls by Veilwinds. I wonder if there are any more over here now. Probably not when I'm actually looking for them. They're just so small. I bet I've flown by a bunch of them. Back at base, I hatched the 2 new baby Rexes, and I crafted a saddle before going down to imprint them as well. I bet everyone want cooked meat, and I'm not complaining. Alright, this thing's fully grown up. I'm gonna take this out to where I know a bunch of Spinos spawn. We're gonna quickly use that to level it. The plan then was to of course heal up the Rex so I could finally take on those outposts. With the Rexes leveled up, I started heading back home, but on the way there I spotted an Alpha Raptor in the forest, so I just had to stop by and pack it up. What level is this Alpha Raptor? 10. Okay, this will go down easy. 150 Spino, that'll give so much experience. I'm going back to base. This health stat really sucks, man. Such a nerf. My other 2 Rexes were also grown now, but I primarily wanted to get the leveled Rex healed up so I could try and take on an outpost again. I did have to go on a small side quest to gather more raw meat though, as the owl was absolutely shredding through food while healing. Alright, my Rex is all healed up, pretty much. Let's go over to the city and, okay, just in case things go really south, I'm not gonna bring my good bat, bring my snow owl. Probably want this too, just in case I need to heal my Rex. I flew back to the side of the city on day 33 and threw out my Rex so I can infiltrate. So I want to be chill with these guys, but like, I don't think that's possible here because I've got that hostile effect. They gonna fight? Yeah. Not really sure what they thought would happen when a whole Rex started munching their faces off, but soon the Spinos pulled up. Wow. They don't take much damage though, that's for sure. Okay, they're not weak. I underestimated them. What level is this Spino? But with my snow owl on me, I could just pop it out at any point and heal the Rex back up. That's a medical bruise from one. Oh! Where did you come from? Dude, they can shoot off the back and come at you. That's just not fair. Alright, well, let's push in before more spawn. I walked down this huge bridge, and there I ran into more opposition. So I quickly hopped off the Rex to call on the Veilwinds to aid in the fight. See, now they're actually helping. And I got multiple of them. They're boxing the thralls. Oh yeah. Good job, guys. While the Veilwinds took care of the NPCs, I had to take on bigger dinos like the Megatheriums that pulled up next. But the next group of lost NPCs looked slightly more menacing, so I decided to turn back. Alright, let's try a different approach. Let's fly around to the other side of the city. See if I can't get in a different way. I need to get down there, is what I'm trying to do here. I don't really just want to drop in. Oh, I've got to go through this Revenant area. My Rex is very effective against them, though. Can I walk through this? Oh, no, that really hurts. Should I just drop into the city, man? Surely I'll be aight. No! There's a stupid pole sticking up. I didn't see that. I killed the one stego that spotted me and threw my owl back out so I could heal my Rex's broken kneecaps. Okay. Got this thing healed up. Let's actually try this again. Looking down at another patrol, they had a whole Spino that was level 290, so I definitely did not want to get spotted by them. I actually had to be really careful with the fights that I'm gonna pick here. Hi. I'm just gonna run past. There was a beta outpost defense up ahead of me, but I did not feel like I could take that down yet, so I continued scouting for a Gamma 1 instead. Man, they got a whole Ocidon? I am like really underprepared. Those are only a level 30 and 40 Spino. I'm gonna shoot the gap. I don't want to pull these aggros. I just want to sneak through. I'm gonna have to fight these guys. Okay, we got an Ocidon coming up. I have no idea how these work, man.
That's a lot of damage!
What was that damage? Whoa, dude. This thing's pumping out wicked damage. Okay. Going up this ramp, I ran into a new type of enemy that I haven't run into yet, being Malwins. There was a bunch of them, but they all kind of just stood in one place and accepted their fate. Not a 120, man. Okay, I think this is my cue to leave. Like, I'm not seeing anything here. Oh, no! Oh, no! This is definitely my cue to leave. Level 300? Bro, what is this? I'm in the air, he's juggling me. Would you just throw a crew? Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Are we serious? What is this? I got completely surrounded by the Lost, and there was nothing I could do except dismount and try to run away. I need to sneak out of this city.
These tenements shelter my humblest children who owe their very existence to me.
I'm just gonna jump off the mountain. That's my best bet right now. Oh! Hold up, I got an idea. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, wow, dude. Okay, well, I escaped the city, that's good. After respawning, I quickly made a new set of Arctic Scout armor, for the most part at least. And I hopped on my bat so I could go down and retrieve my stuff. Okay, I can use this teleporter down here to go into the city. There's my dead body. Look at my body mark in the snow, that's funny. While flying back home on day 34, I actually noticed the insane cooldown my Veilwind had once it died. Oh, the Veilwind takes forever to come back. Look at that timer down in the bottom right. Alright, back at the crib. Good thing I've got more Rexes. I'm definitely not going back into the city though, that's absurd. So I'm definitely gonna need a Rex army. I was not planning on needing that for this map, I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, I had to start breeding said army up soon, and since I needed a lot of them, I also wanted to tame an Oviraptor to make egg collection more automated. I didn't want to use Rex eggs to tame one though, so I actually brought my snow owls together and enabled mating on those instead. I then also repaired the fabricated crossbow before grabbing the eggs and heading out to look for the said Oviraptor. I think I've seen Oviraptors out towards the swamp. Let's head back out there. Please be a low level. 95. Man, I want like a level 15. I did remember the sanguine elixir that I could craft to help the taming progress, so I quickly farmed one up from the local diplos. By the time I returned to where I'd last seen the Oviraptor, there was a second one, and this one was only a level 10, so I immediately picked it up. I then dropped it off on top of this small hill, so I shot one trank dart into it, sending it to sleep. Whoa, what's going on here? Bang, tamed. Okay, back to base. When I returned, I grabbed the one Rex egg that awaited me and threw the Oviraptor out below the Rexes so it could get to work on collecting the fertilized eggs. Then, after collecting a bit of fiber, I crafted 2 more Rex saddles, which I then put on my breeders on day 35. Oh, I got triplets. Okay, I think a squadron of like 10 imprinted and leveled Rexes would be fine, I think. I hope. I imprinted all the babies, then unlocked and crafted a feeding trough, which also needed some raw meat, so I headed out with Amy to collect that. Alright, I've got another batch of Rexes I need to raise up. In the meantime, let's farm some wood and metal, just while things are raising up. Can't ever have enough metal. Must feed the addiction. Oh, welcome back. Took you long enough. Anyways, with the forges filled up with wood again, I grabbed a bunch of eggs and threw them into the incubator to hatch. I'm gonna move the trough over here just so more creatures are in range. So once these are all power leveled, full health, full melee, saddled up, I mean, surely 10's enough to like go into the city. And I also just had the idea, I bet taming a mana Garmer would actually be pretty good for scouting the city. Most likely you won't be able to dive because of the flyer restriction area, but jumping around and holding the ice breath, they're pretty maneuverable. That way I can scout the city and, you know, keep myself safe. Problem is, I hate taming manas. They're so annoying to tame. Thankfully, taming one would have to be a future problem for future me, because right now it was time to once again fill up the trough with meat, meaning more killing in the name of progress. Oh, it's a soul wind. I know you can evolve your Veilwinds into soul winds or Malwinds. I'm just not entirely sure how to do it just yet. Ah! Man, that scared me. Whoa! Oh! Oh, we might be cooked here, gang. Put it on spread. Joel, fight back! Why is there another one? I did come here for a meat run. Guess I got what I wanted. Anyways, my bat was stuck up on top of the bridge above me somehow, so I now had to figure out how to get up there in one piece. Okay, so trying to go around and get up this hill would definitely result in my death, so I'm just gonna build my way up. Fortnite in this. I basically just needed to build a tower straight upwards so the bat could follow me. There we go. Really? Yeah, maybe it was time for me to invest in some parachutes. Falling down and breaking my kneecaps was starting to become quite the common phenomenon here in the Lost Colony. I didn't even get that much meat, man. I gotta go back out. After doing a few chores back at base on day 36, I flew down to continue the meat run that never happened. This time around, I managed to amass a decent amount of raw meat, so when I returned, I filled up the trough and I could finally take my Enki and RG out to feed the metal farming addiction. When I returned back to base just before the end of the day, I split all the metal into my forges so they could cook it up while I continued doing other side quests. Okay, I got some more raw meat to feed my Rexes while they heal and produce eggs. In the meantime, I want to try and tame a mana. I think they'll be good for scouting the city. I haven't tested it. On paper, the idea would work perfectly. However, this is Ark after all, and it can very quickly prove you wrong. Anyways, since manas are so annoying to tame, I wanted to save myself the few brain cells by doing some research. Definite good idea is bear traps. Probably gonna need a lot of these. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna try and get it stuck in bear traps and then mass place gates around it. Yeah, I think that's my best bet here. Oh, move! That was just so unnecessary. Anyways, I stocked up on stone with a Dodic and then flew down to farm the thatch and wood by hand. Alright, surely 7 gates is enough to get one trap. I really have no idea if this is gonna work, but this is like my best idea. I also wanted to use darts instead of the crossbow since manas are kinda squishy. Alright, let's look for a high level mana. They were pretty common down in the abyss below my base, as well as the mountains that surrounded me. But unsurprisingly, now that I was actually looking for them, I was having a hard time seeing any. Alright, how have I not seen a single mana? Not to worry though, as I did spot a few right after saying that, and there was even a baby mana floating around. So, baby? What level is it? It's level 60. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. If I can claim a level 60 baby mana, I would not be complaining. I first had to turn it into Batman though by killing its parents. Got it. Come here. Come here. I just want to help you. I'm trying to give you a life. You're gonna die out here. You're a level 60 and a child. Turns out even getting close to one of these babies is nearly impossible since they do not want anything to do with you and they jump away every time. The baby's on the ground. No! There are 2 babies. Okay, there's 2 babies. I just don't know. How am I gonna be able to claim them? Oh, is he stuck? Oh, you can't claim them. What? Yeah, turns out I just slaughtered its parents for no reason at all. Anyways, on day 38, I actually flew into the cave that I found earlier on while exploring the map. Okay, it seems just to be like a blue zone for aberration. Holy bugs in here, man. This would be a decent paste farm. Looks to be fairly dangerous though, so let's get out of here. Anyways, after a decent amount of searching, I found a level 70 mana, so I decided just to tame that and get this over with. I quickly slapped down a couple of bear traps, but the mana decided to land and attack me, so I just spammed gates all around it. Okay, surely that's got him stuck. Oh, it's asleep, no way. Okay, let's go get prime for it. I fed the prime meat to the mana, and in the meantime, I flew down to farm up another sanguine elixir. Oh, wait, it got a lot of taming just off one prime meat. Perfect, dude. There's no way this actually worked. On that note, I picked up the dino gates and waited for the mana to wake up so I could name it. Tyler, thank you for supporting the channel. I flew back home, leveled up the Rexes, and unlocked the mana saddle so I could craft one and go level up Tyler. Now, I really would only need to level up stamina and health into him since it wouldn't be much of a fighter. Instead, I'd just use him to zip around the city and scout it. You know what? I think I'll just kill baby Rexes with this thing for levels. Oh, it gets out of stamina so quickly. That's not good. There were plenty of eggs in the Oviraptor already, and I had my Rexes breeding this whole time. So on day 39, I hatched up a bunch of eggs, committed a multitude of crimes against nature, and got rewarded with levels. Bang, okay. This thing, oh wait, there's still baby Rexes right here. 3,600 stamina, that's pretty solid. Let me go over to the city and hopefully this actually works how I think it will. Again, I'm 99% sure I'm not going to be able to use the dive, but I should still be able to jump around and then I can strafe and then hold out my ice breath. And this is still a better way to traverse the area. That being said, I made it over to one of the portals and teleported into the city. And as I tried to jump, my game literally gave up on me. Oh, I crashed, dude, no! When I loaded back in, I got rolled back to the start of the day, meaning I had to re-level my mana by killing baby Rexes again. This time, I made sure to save my game in case that happens again, though. Alright, let's try this again. So yeah, I can jump in here. Oh, and I can dive, no way! This is even better than I thought it would be. Okay, manas are definitely the move for navigating the city. My graphics card had to work overtime in the city, though, as my FPS tanked heavily every time I looked towards the center. Okay, so this is the upper city. I think this is like what's supposed to power the city. It's like a giant volcano or something. And FPS does not like it here. Wow.
Oh, this must be how the Lost King kept a rot prime from freezing over. Simple geothermic energy. I bet there are thermal pipes all over the city.
Oh, there's like normal dinos in here. There's not even like patrols. Okay, I think this is the terminal, right?
Oh, no, you don't. Our palace is closed to the general public and locked by sigil codes. You will never again see the inside of it, so perish that thought now.
This is the terminal. Okay, and then so it's like a normal boss fight. I mean, I'm definitely just gonna do Gamma because Beta and Alpha are really hard and I'm just by myself. I think you definitely have to do Beta and Alpha with other people. The tributes for this map were also interesting, consisting of Alpha Zombie Brains, Minor Crimson Sigils, Minor Aberrant Sigils, and Neophyte Horns. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how to get any of that. The tribute grinding could wait for a while since it was kind of a future problem for a distant future me. Instead, I had another quick look through the city where I was once again reminded that they did not like me whatsoever. What? This is the only thing I found. I don't know, I swear I roll up with a full army of Rexes right here. I swear I can run through that. Leaving the city, I actually wanted to go back and find that one outpost that I saw out in the world somewhere. But my mana got possessed by some unseen force. What is mesmerizing me? What? What is happening? I'm not in control. That was weird. Okay. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it anymore though, so I just headed back home for the day. Whoa! I thought I killed all of them. Oh, dude. They're just gnawing on my base. At least the incubator survived, but I now had to craft a new generator. What was the point of that? Why was he even mad? I mean, I killed all of his siblings, but like, I didn't think he would remember that. That's not cool, dude. Whatever. Got another generator. Anyways, the plan for day 40 was to go out and tame a Lystrosaurus since I already had pretty much everything else ready to start power leveling my Rex army. Where are all the Lystros at? Like, I don't know that they spawn over here. I'm just kind of assuming they do. That one? Bang. Alright, I'll name it Cody as normal. Oh! As I was saying, I named it Cody as usual. And then I think that actually, yeah, that got me 3 skill points to use. Okay. What do I want to put them in? There were quite a few skills to choose from now, and some of them were even confusing, like this Cursed Fortitude, which apparently passively regenerates the durability of cursed armor. What? Cursed what? Yeah, I've got no idea what cursed armor actually is. I think I'll do this experience killer one. The extra experience for my creatures would come in exceptionally clutch right now since I was planning on power leveling my Rexes anyway. With Cody crowded up, I flew back home to introduce him to the crib. You come out here, Cody. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to take the gate off my base here just so my Rex can, get to it. I don't know, I might leave it off permanently. We could like craft some stone pillars to put on the edges so it looks better. On second thought, the material of the pillars wouldn't matter that much at all since I would put the Lost Colony skin on them regardless, so I decided just to make them thatch. Yeah, okay, that works. It looks fairly solid too. Anywho, it was time to get to the boring part, actually killing baby Rexes for XP. Oh, do 25,000 health and then the rest melee. I mean, they're fairly solid Rexes. Surely 10 of them's enough to start, like, I don't know, running those missions. I can't even remember what they're called. In the process of killing leveling my Rexes in the name of progress, I actually ended up reaching level 105. Boom, max level. What do I need for more Rex saddles? Hide. Whoa! No! Really? Well, this is, not gonna lie, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. Surprisingly, I could actually whistle my mana from under the bridge, so I grabbed the Rex and jumped back up. The random tomfoolery and shenanigans did not come to an end though, as a couple of minutes later, I pulled this move. No way. Let's make this the medical station. I'm pretty sure you can place this and it'll like, I think you can like feed narcotics and stimulants and stuff. I do that all the time. Always cryostig my stuff. I'll place it right here. So how do I set it to attach? Okay, just whatever creature it's next to. So this is a level 239. Attached to that, place narcotic stimulants and blood packs here. I had exactly 0 stimulants, so there was a bit of farming that I had to do now so I could wake this Rex up. I grabbed my Yankee and RG and flew out to stock up on flint and stone, but for some reason my Yankee got sent into the back rooms instead of just getting set down on the ground when I landed. What? Why is it under the mesh? Hello? I'm just gonna, like, it just went under the mesh for no reason. I'm harnessing my powers and using this. Like, what is that, dude? Now that the spark powder was cooking up, I hopped on Nathan and went out to get the stim berries. I did, however, have to take care of some opposition, and that's when I found out the marksman mode on the crossbow actually shoots 3 arrows instead of 1. Oh, the marksman shoots 3 arrows. Alright, it's not that good. Oh, it's like actually, okay, that's cool. Alright, let's start crafting these stimulants, or queuing them up at least. I really don't know how effective this is gonna be. Once I had a few stimulants, I brought them down and put them into the medical stand to see how it worked. You gonna do anything? Why is it not feeding it? Do I have to power it somehow? I don't think it's working. I don't know how this works, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, instead of waiting for a miracle, I decided just to continue the power leveling over the sleeping body of one of my Rexes. Okay, most of my Rexes are leveled now. I just need to heal them up. Let's go see if there aren't any, little missions around the city. That was the plan at least until I actually made it into the city and my game randomly decided to give up on me. Dude, my computer does not like the city. Really? I'm this far back? Oh, I'm so far back. Are we serious? Dude, what a joke. Yeah, I did not save my game for a minute, meaning a bunch of my Rexes were back to not even being leveled, so I now had to go through all that baby Rex killing once again. Okay, just a quick warning, days 43 and 44 have some lower quality footage, plus a few more FPS drops than normal. Lost Colony is a very demanding map on hardware, and these 2 days were the days that I recorded on my gaming laptop, which does have a 5080 by the way, and the footage still wasn't up to par. I was at home for the holidays and wanted to record the rest of the video on the laptop and to get this video out right after Christmas. However, due to the quality not being great, I decided to wait until I was back in my apartment to record the rest of the video on my PC as usual. I didn't want this video's quality to drop just for the sake of getting it out a week or 2 earlier. I wanted to have this video out a lot sooner, but technical difficulties are to blame sadly. Anyway, diving down to the streets of the city, I soon found another side quest, and this was one of the gamma difficulties that I was hoping to find. This is what I'm looking for. I think I just attack it. I just need to destroy everything. I'm not seeing any turrets, which is good. Okay, I'm just gonna heal up some Rexes. This is like on a bridge. Let me just mark this on my map. I probably wouldn't need a lot of them since this was only a game of difficulty, and it looked to be a small hit anyway. So when I made my way back home, I first killed a random Yeti that was trying to wander too close to my property. I then started the healing process with one of my owls, or tried to at least. Really? Good thing I whistled them on passive. I'm back. Did 700 damage on a bite. Oh, I think it glitched itself. Surely it doesn't come back. Surely, right? No! I just need a heavy turret or two guarding the base from stupid things like that. Anyways, I assembled a small healing circle consisting of 4 Rexes and I healed them up for battle. Once they were up to full HP, I cryoed them up before heading back to the city and I quickly sourced some raw meat from the locals since I needed some food for myself. Are we serious? Another one? Come here. It's your issue. There's another one over here. Yeah, these manas were really starting to become a problem, especially when attacking the structures on top of my base. So to make an auto turret, I just needed some cementing paste, so in the meantime, I grabbed all the charcoal that I had and started cooking up gunpowder. Make some advanced rifle bullets for the turret. Like 1 turret should solve the problem. Okay, let's craft the turret. And I think what I'm gonna do here is just stand it up on a pillar like this. Make it the Lost Colony skin as well for it. I put a few bullets into it and tinkered with the settings for a little bit and then got ready to go and attack that outpost in the city that I was planning to before I got rudely interrupted. With the 4 Rexes and my owl crowd up, I hopped on Thyla and we dashed back to the city. Okay, so I did relog at one point, but it's still a gamma mission, but there's turrets on this one now. Well, how much health do they have? 3,000? I'm not entirely sure how much damage my Rex is going to do to the structures, you know, but really only one way to find out. That being said, I cryoed up Thyla and deployed my partial army of Rexes. As far as this mission is concerned, I wasn't totally sure what to expect, but to just run in there, destroy everything, and kill a mini boss that appears after. So I whistled neutral on my Rexes and called my Veilwind's friends, and we pulled up to the outpost ready to destroy absolutely everything in sight. Okay, no, I'm actually doing really good damage. That was very easy. Yeah, so destroy every structure in the outpost. Kill the thralls as well. While my other Rexes were too busy falling off the edge of the bridge, I had to push on and destroy the structures behind the tower. Okay, I think I destroyed the generator. Okay, that's the vault right there. Oh, who are these guys? These enemies I have to kill? As soon as I munched those thralls up, the boss appeared, and it was a giant Desmodus ridden by another thrall. He's just flying around up there. Come down here and fight me. I mean, this is really easy. I guess it is only Gamma. Oh, he can pick me. Okay, hold up. That makes things a lot more difficult. Eventually, the big Desmodus broke my last standing Rex's ankle, and it fell to the bottom of the city. But the fight itself wasn't hard at all, since the bat barely did any damage. The only thing that I had to watch out for was getting picked off the Rex. Come on, just die. Die right here. Yes, okay. I killed it. Oh, that guy can fly. What? Where's he going? Oh, he's got to come back. Yeah, the so-called Thrall bounty hunter tried to fight my Rex, but it resembled a Thai foot massage more than anything, since he only dealt a whopping 6 damage per hit. Upon killing the bounty hunter, he dropped a key, which I then used to open the vault. Oh, I got a Thrall myself. While I was busy collecting the loot, we got spotted by a patrol. So I quickly hopped on the Rex to deal with these ops so I could take a look at the spoils of my victory in peace. Okay, put that all in the melee. Oh, I got a bunch of stuff. I don't know what any lesser ambusher's projectile trait. What? First crossbow. What? I don't understand this stuff. Okay, I got red element. Oh, I got some of those sigils that I need for the boss fight. As for the thrall that I got, there was plenty of figuring out that I had to do. So for now, I stuffed it in a cryopod. Yeah, you can actually put a whole cumin in a cryopod as well. Anywho, I then threw out the mana so I could go and retrieve my Rexes from the bottom of the city. There was a bit of fighting that I had to go through before cryoing them up and heading back home. Alright, let's throw my Rexes out to heal, then I'll go through what I got. I think the best thing is this Crimson Sigil, used to gain access to the Lost King's dungeon. But overall, that was actually kind of fun. I do like that they added that gameplay mechanic, and I'm definitely going to be doing more of those if I see them. Okay, so I know I just attacked that thing in the city. I want to figure out, how does this thrall work? Where yo close at? Okay, so set thrall mode, harvest, logistics, turret. Do I have to like give it a weapon or anything? Also, does it eat meat? I don't know what it eats. Control thrall. What?
I just hope you're ready for the responsibility. Heavy hangs the crown.
Oh wait, I am the thrall, and that's my character. Well, why am I so fast? Whoa. Okay, this is neat. I did have some interesting looking glowy red bolas and a pike, but I now had to figure out how to actually get back to playing as myself again. I couldn't figure it out in the menus, but I hit a quick relog which did put me back, but there had to be another way of doing it. I just didn't feel like messing around with it right now. Back to the thrall modes though. I set him to follow me and ran up the stairs, but as I expected, its AI was not developed enough to get to me. Or yeah, it's just under the stairs. I need to watch a video on how these things work, so I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. But first, I had to sort through the rest of my stuff, and while doing so, I actually got to see my air defenses work. Oh, perfect, dude, my turret works. That's exactly what I wanted it for. Just mana prevention. Anywho, I actually hopped on the back of my mana and returned to the city as I wanted to do another one of the attack missions and maybe even try beta difficulty. Although this time the Lost King was not so pleased with my visit. You've been spotted by a Gloon hide? What is going on? I did get hit with a message saying that you are being pursued, but I didn't think much of it until a bunch of patrols started rolling up on me. Oh, I'm so lucky that did not fear roar me. I made sure to distance myself on a roof, but that Yudi straight up teleported to me and I got a fully feared roar. Oh! This timer has to run out, dog. My mana sustained quite a bit of damage there, so I had to go back home and heal it. Then once I was ready again, I cryoed up a few of my Rexes and returned to the city for round 2. Okay, so there's more bases here. It's just they're not giving me like the little pop-up thing telling me what difficulty they are. I'm not trying to charge headfirst into an alpha one, you know? Here we've got another one. I couldn't see the difficulty though, so the plan was to go back home and grab extra Rexes just in case that I would need them. And a lot of my Rexes didn't even have saddles, so I first had to farm the hide from the dinos down below base. Alright, Rexes are healed up. Let's cryo them up. And of course, I'm going to bring my snow owl as well. Entering the city again, I got spotted immediately, so I had to get out of there for a minute and re-enter when they lost aggro. Okay, hold up. There's like no water around this one. I want to try and attack this. Like, I don't know what difficulty it is though. Do I just go for it? Backup save just in case. It's glowing green, surely that means it's gamma, right? Before I could deploy my army, I got spotted again, so I did another exit and re-enter maneuver. What was that? It's a Drakeling. Oh wait, I do have a torch. Hold up, there's a few. I did get slightly distracted here, but I actually wanted to tame me a Drakeling since I never really used them before and they've been in the game for a while now. Oh dude, come here. What level are you? 20, bruh. I don't think level matters too much, right? There was this other Drakeling fighting the Dodex, so I tried to help out with my crossbow. I think it died. Oh, it's here. Do you want to be friends? No way. Okay, Drakeling wants you to gain harvest experience. Okay, so do I just harvest stuff? Oh yeah, I do. Once the little bar filled up, I was prompted to feed the Drakeling, and it then gave me another side quest to complete. This time I needed to get crafting experience, so I quickly farmed up a few thatch foundations. Bang, it's mine. Okay, it's a level 29. Stop lying. So, I'm not entirely sure how these work. Hold up. Oh, dude, come back. So I pick it up, and put it on my shoulder, and then I've got an aspect of winter. What does that do? 10 plus damage resistance, 100 insulation. Oh, so it's gonna keep me warmer. Draconic knowledge. Okay, so yeah, they store experience, and I think once you get to a certain amount of experience, you get a key, and then with that key, you can like go around the map and open a dragon horde chest, since these are dragons. And those dragon chests contain some solid loot. So having one of these Drakelings on your shoulder is basically just passive loot generation for experience. Anywho, back to what I was doing. I found another one of those missions, and this one also appeared to be gamma, but it was on top of a bridge, and I did not feel like going through that again. So I landed in a somewhat safe spot, then deployed my Rexes, hopped on a female one, and whistled the rest to follow me into battle. Alright, now we charge in the battle. Oh, it's an alpha, we gotta go. No. I made my way out of bounds to abandon the mission, but I still had to deal with the remaining lost people. A neophyte is hunting you? What does that mean? Oh, that's like the vampire dudes. I whistled my Rexes out of there and cryoed them all up. Like, I can't do alpha. You saw how fast I was just getting clapped. So I'm guessing once you quote unquote abandon the mission, I think you can still go back to it. So I need to like check what they are. On that note, I rushed into the mission on top of the bridge, but this time I couldn't even see the difficulty. Oh, it didn't even tell me what it was. I want to see what difficulty this is. It's gamma. Okay, it does stay there. They don't like get destroyed like element veins or OSDs when you leave the area, so that's good. So I made my way back to base to heal up the squad before returning. Attacking that alpha outpost was slightly suboptimal to say the least. On a side note, I couldn't see my Veilwind anywhere, even though the companions aren't supposed to die. I think it might be dead. How? It must have despawned or something, I don't really know. Anywho, as I was preparing to go back to the city, I spotted something quite uncanny up in the sky. What? What is going on up here? I don't think this is supposed to be here. I'm gonna go out on a hunch and say it's not. Besides random floating structures, my mana was actively starving, so I needed a quick refuel from the locals. Start eating that, I heard a dodo. Or is it? While I thought I was the hunter in this scenario, I was quickly proven wrong when I got snatched up by a neophyte out of nowhere. Oh! What is this? Put me down! Luckily, I did have parachutes in my inventory, so when it let go of me, I landed safely. Oh, I'm being hunted. That's what this means. Okay, you get hunted by these guys. I'm gonna fight them with my hatchet. This thing was only a level 50, but it was tanking a ton of hits from my hatchet, so I decided just to hop back on Thyla and dip. He's coming. The weird bat/man looking thing wanted the smoke though, so I pulled out my crossbow and set it to marksman and shot it a couple of times. That wasn't enough to kill this thing though, so I dashed back to base where I had my turret, ready to blast any ops trying to enter my airspace. Oh, it's here! It's not doing any damage to it. Stop. Yeah, so apparently they're actually bulletproof too, and I was not safe even in my own base. No! How much health do they have, man? No. Oh, and I was also grounded on my flyer, so there goes that escape route as well. Tame dinos are really doing virtually no damage, but I gotta get to my Rexes. The fight continued into day 48, and into my own base where even the thrall tried to help. Like, I don't even know what to do. It's just like not dying. Oh, it just dropped my thrall. Come on, back up to base, dude. We gotta defend it. I threw one of my Rexes out, and I started biting the neophyte, but I was only doing 31 damage a bite. And I still had no clue how much health this thing actually had. What do I do? Genuinely, what do I do? Do I stay there? I'm just gonna lead this thing away. How is this guy still following me? Man, he's still following me. I thought they like go away in the morning or something. Okay, I don't see it. It says I'm still being hunted though. The only thing that I could think of is trapping the neophyte. So I had to circle back to base and quickly craft up a few metal structures. Alright, I'm gonna try my best to be quick about this. I need to make a metal 2x1, and with that I should be able to trap it. And then I've been doing some research and it seems like a Thyla is the best way to take these things out. They might not take a lot of damage from tame dinosaurs, but the Thyla's bleed damage still applies. So I could definitely let it bleed out in the trap. Except I did not have any paste, so I'm gonna have to go out and farm some with Luke the Frog. Okay, and then I also saw that to get rid of, or I guess get the number lower for the hostile count, like 50 is when the neophytes start hunting you, and then anything below that, it's just, I don't know, you have more hostility. I found to get that down, you should just have to kill the revenants. The aberration gooey looking boys. And there just so happens to be a little pocket of the infection over here, so let's see if this is actually true. I killed one of the revenants and my counter did in fact go down, and since I no longer had 50 hostility, I threw out my frog and got to farming paste. Okay, buggy boys, reveal yourselves. I came across another one of those attack missions and I actually saw the vault of this one. And that also shows the difficulty, this one being alpha. And I've got no intention of actually fighting this one, but at least now I knew how to check the difficulty from afar. No! No! He was chasing me the whole time. How do I get him off me? Can I go like underwater? I was faster on my frog, so I hopped away far enough to throw out my bat and dip. And since farming paste was now out of the question, I had to make the trap out of stone. Okay, let's be quick about this. I'm approaching my base. We're gonna do what I can just to craft up a stone trap. With the trap crafted, I flew out to the other side of the bridge at base and then constructed it. Okay, so it should be able to fit through that. And then we place a bear trap in here. So basically what I do, I guess I lead it through here. It can fit through the double door frame, can't fit through the normal one. So I go through, it gets stuck in the bear trap, then I just come back around and shut this. Oh, perfect timing. I couldn't let it pick me though, so my first attempt at trapping it failed. And trying to get it to glide down to me again also ended poorly as I got picked. But at least after letting go of me, it decided to land and started crawling towards me. So I ran into the trap, got it stuck, and then closed the doors in on it. Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm pretty sure they can break stone, but if it's not attacking, it's not gonna break stone. So I now had to go tame a Thyla as fast as possible. I grabbed a few leftover structures, crafted walls, and headed out to farm up some berries. Alright, I think I'm just gonna have to use a normal crossbow. I can't afford to repair my fabricated one. On that note, I hopped on the bat and headed out to find any level Thyla since the bleed damage is the same on all of them. Okay, where are the Thylas at? Oh, here we go. 15, 15... and the 35. Well, I mean, I guess I did say levels don't matter a ton. Question, can I pick these up? The answer was obviously no. So I had to construct my trap nearby and just kite the Kyla in as usual, on the first try, of course. Okay, that was easy. Yeah! Whoa! It got out! How did you get out? It must have been when I just went on to render. It just got out. Actual jump scare final boss. I had to finish taming the Thyla though, with a neophyte chasing me or not. Okay, it's asleep. I didn't even have enough time to harvest the sheep by hand, so instead I threw some of my cooked meat into the Thyla's inventory. So on day 50, while waiting for the kitty to tame, I had a little fun game to play with the neophyte up in the sky. He can dive upwards, what? This is interesting. Since the Thyla was low level, it tamed up pretty quickly, so I was soon off to pick it up. With the Thyla acquired, I flew back home and crafted another bear trap as well as the saddle. I rearmed the neophyte trap and I sat on top of it waiting for it to show up again. Oh, here we go. Okay, well, this is gonna hurt. Once it landed, I got it stuck on the bear trap and I quickly shut both doors, locking it in. I then threw my kitty out, saddled it up, and got to work on killing the neophyte. Oh, this is working. Oh, it's actually getting bloody. This is working, dude. Perfect. Finally, man, this has been rough, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's dead, dude. Okay, don't they drop loot? Huh. Okay. I don't understand what the cursed flak boots do. This probably wouldn't be the last time I would need to trap and kill a neophyte though, since I'm definitely gonna be visiting the city with malicious intent again in the near future. So I armed another bear trap in the neophyte box and ran back home to sort out my stuff. On day 51, I made my way back into the city with Tyler and the gang, but that one gamma mission was gone now, so I'm gonna have to look for a different one. Okay, I found one, or I should say it found me. Got a whole gang of guys on me now. I dashed out of the city to lose aggro and get some food for the mana, and while doing so, I spotted a couple of Veilwinds. Unfortunately though, they were both only level 15, but I still wanted to have one for the buff, so I walked right up and claimed one. Alright, well, I've got this guy, and he's terrible. But the companion buff's nice, or the moral support. What does that give again? Oh, it's just movement speed. Okay, it really wasn't that much. Anyways, after returning to the city, I got spotted again. But I wanted to see the difficulty of the mission, so I just ran up in there to start it. Ada, okay. I'm really only looking for Gamma right now. Going back into the lower parts of the city and the boss fight terminal, I checked the requirements again. Oh, I do need those neophyte horns. Alpha zombie brains, how do I get those? The crimson sigils also drop in the attack missions, so I'm gonna have to keep on doing those, but I really don't want to do anything above Gamma because I kinda can't do anything above Gamma.
Finally made it to the upper city, where my most esteemed children are to be found, free of worry and insecurity.
Luckily, on day 52, I finally found one. That's a Gamma, okay. It also looked to be in a decent area, so I jumped down into an alley nearby and got to deploying the Rexes. And after clearing a couple of thralls, we rushed into the mission and rummaged through absolutely everything. I'll rush for the turrets, you guys, take out everything else! I need more Rexes, dude. Oh, who has a flamethrower? Kill them! With all the structures destroyed, the giant Desmodus mini-boss spawned again. So I got to biting that once every 3rd century when it decided to fly low enough to the ground. Okay, that guy's dead. Now where's his thrall? Okay, where's the key? Oh, it's right there on the mess of creatures. I collected the key, hopped on the Rex, and whistled all the others to the vault so I could open it safely. That is, after taking care of yet another Occidon. Oh, I got another thrall. I made sure to keep all the hides since I would be needing that eventually anyway. Back at base, I threw out all the tames again as well as my new thrall. And I'm gonna be honest, I still have no idea on how to actually use one of these guys. Oh, let's look at the loot I got. Decent flak, hide, compound bow, kibble. Oh, that's some really good kibble. And of course, the sigils. Now, there were also a different type of sigils that I needed to get, but those were likely from the corrupted/Rockwell areas. So here's my thrall warden. Where'd my other one go? Oh yeah, my thrall's down here. So I've got a snarer and a warden, and I'm watching a video right now on how to actually use these guys. They seem to be pretty strong, and now I've actually learned that they don't eat meat, they eat blood bags, because I guess they're technically some vampires, or I don't know. They eat blood packs, that's all I know. Luckily for me, the Desmodus bats are great at getting a ton of blood packs. So I fed my thralls, and I also figured out how to exit controlling one when I do. Yeah, I just hold R and then I can go back to my character. Bang. Anyway, I've done a little research and I figured out how these thralls work. Kind of. So I want to have you follow me, and I'm just going to take my Thyla. I want to show you guys how these thralls work as well in case you're a little confused. So I first got some wood and thatch and then placed that in the thrall's inventory. You can then right click the resources in his inventory and add them as an input, which will display them down here on this little hotbar. And now when I set the thrall into harvest mode, he goes off straight to work. Ladies and gentlemen, Ark finally, after all these years, introduced true unpaid labor, also known as slave. I didn't really need my warden to collect dead wood and thatch right now though, so I removed the inputs and made him follow me back home. Now I want to head back over to where you summon the Lost King, because I have one of the sigils, or I have some of the sigils that you need, but I forget the other sigils that you need, and I don't think I actually have any of them. I did however have 50 hostilities, so I had to kill some revenants to avoid getting chased by another neophyte. So I flew near the city and found a corrupted area where I smacked up a bunch of revenants. I then made my way back to the boss terminal and I looked at the other sigils, the minor aberrant sigils. I wasn't totally sure where to get those as I was heading back home, but I did see another mission in the city. Alpha? Yeah, right, dude. I ain't doing all that. Okay, I've done some research and you get the minor aberrant sigils from base defenses. Like, not attacking in the city, like finding the bases out in the snow and actually defending them. I didn't really have a good time looking for those last times I tried, but now since I knew I needed to complete them, I had to go back out and look again. I brought some riot gear with me as well that I got from Ops, since the Druid Clean was actually helping me with keeping warm, and I was actually not freezing to death thanks to it. Alright, let's go look for some of these defenses. Okay, what do we got here? Blue flags, does that mean it's beta? Looking at the vault inside confirmed it was beta difficulty, so I continued on flying around in hopes of finding a gamma one. Okay, here we go. We got another. This one's got blue flags again, so I'm assuming it's another beta. Yeah, that vault's blue. I really just want to do a gamma, man. There's another one right here. They seem to be spawning way more commonly than they used to. It's an alpha. Oh, here we go. This one was actually an attack mission though, but it was gamma difficulty, so I decided to deploy the Rex army and charge it. Reinforcements? Okay, I gotta switch Rexes. Let them keep fighting. I'll get all the structures. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really digging this. This is fun. They did good on Lost Colony. I cleaned up the remains of the outpost and I killed the reinforcement survivors so the mini boss could spawn. Oh, okay, no. Here we got a boss. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is that guy? Dude, holy, look at his laser sight. What the? Did he just teleport out? Yeah, so this boss could teleport around while also backing up and shooting my Rexes, so it was a bit more of a nuisance to deal with, especially since he also walked out of bounds and I couldn't even chase him out there. Where'd he go? Oh, he's right here. Bro just placed a bear trap. That's insane. Why aren't we dealing damage to him? It's because he's outside of the mission. We're not even dealing damage. I had to whistle all the Rexes back to the mission and just chase it around the area, hoping it wouldn't go out of bounds. And when I tried to fight him on foot, I was quickly reminded that my gear pales in comparison to his. Oh, that hurt. I need to put good armor on. Bro, this guy is so annoying. I tried to throw out my Desmodus, but I couldn't do that since I was actively in the mission. So I kind of just waited until he teleported close enough to where I could get a bunch of bites off and slowly chip down his health. Unfortunately though, time was running out and I couldn't hit him anymore, so I failed the mission. The mini boss despawned and the vault remained locked. Everyone come here. I guess I'm just gonna heal these guys up and keep searching. I'm gonna make sure to like have my bat out somewhere next time. Okay, here's a beta one. I don't think I can do beta. That looks like another beta. On day 56, I found a gamma defense mission. I'm yet to do one of these, so I threw out all my Rexes and activated it at the vault. Oh, I can place structures. Okay, yeah, so you gotta kill stuff. So if you kill stuff, you get, you know, these materials, points, whatever, and you can build structures. So I got a turret down right there. The next wave was starting in a minute, so I had some time to prepare. I placed a material generator called the Veilwind Reinforcements and hopped on the Rex to brace for the first wave. Oh, my Rexes are chasing that mana. Alright, so we just gotta defeat the wave and then we can place more. What are they fighting? With the first wave defeated, I had another minute and a half to assemble more structures. So I placed a Plan X and another turret with a second generator nearby. With the second wave started, I pretty much just instantly munched up all the revenants at the entrance while my other Rexes continued to be utterly useless. For wave 3, I also had to watch the backside of the outpost, so I brought a Rex over there and set it to aggressive and then constructed more defenses. As wave 3 began, I got introduced to a new foe via the voices in my head.
There are things that are more valuable than you.
A Revenant Dilophosaur? What? Where's the Dilo? Oh, it's right there. Wave defeated, perfect. My turrets were gone though, so I had to replace those, and I also tried out this Tesla coil. This is cool, I like this mechanic. I still had a bit of time before wave 4, so I whistled my other Rexes back to the outpost just as it began. Boss approaching. Oh, it's gotta be whatever that is. I think it's a Rex. While it looked all big and menacing, my Rexes absolutely mopped the floor with it, and that was the end of the defense mission. I grabbed the vault key and I opened it up to get all the loot as well as another thrall. Oh, I got another thrall. A herald? What's this guy do? Oh, he has a flamethrower. Also, the loot from this defense seemed to be way better than the attack missions. And then, yeah, okay, this is how you get the aberrant sigils. I also got this interesting looking item called the Greater Rogue's Melee trait, and it's supposed to boost damage dealt from behind by 40%. Trait must be applied in a makeshift mega lab? I'll have to explore what that is. Anyways, I cryoed up my army and flew back towards base. Back at the crib on day 57, I sorted out my stuff and crafted a bunch of shotgun shells since I had a pump shotgun from the vault. I'm gonna have to do 8 more attack gamma missions and 9 more gamma events, or I could try beta ones. It kind of scares me though, I'm not gonna lie. One thing I could do is expand my Rex army by crafting 2 more saddles and putting them on the 2 idle Rexes that were just chilling in my base. I guess I kind of want to try a beta one now. That defense mission was pretty easy. I want to try a beta defense one. I was basically ready to head out, so I hopped on the bat and I soon actually found a beta attack mission not too far away from home. It's just the turrets that nearly kill me. Surely I can do this. This is right below my base. Let me go get more Rexes. I crafted 1 more saddle and then grabbed a breeder female Rex before heading back on day 58. Alright, not gonna lie, I'm really nervous about this. So I think I need to be more strategic about this so I'm not getting lit up by all the turrets. I need to take out the power generators. The turrets on the beta mission were all heavy turrets though, as opposed to just puny auto turrets on the gamma missions. But honestly, even auto turrets were causing trouble, so these heavy ones could be a lot worse. Since there's so much space, I think I might just like have my Rex army here, and then I'll just go around the sides and try to take out, that's pumping power. I'll just try and take out the power generators if I can. On that note, I cleared the area of any unnecessary spectators and then deployed my army of Rexes and the Thrall. Hold up, I got an idea. I can control this guy, right? Let me get this dude some blood packs. Take those. Now I'm gonna control him. I ran up to a rock near the outpost, but I did not dare get any closer, so I ran back to my Rexes and I just whistled everything to follow me so we could start the fight. I then ran up to the wall where I wasn't getting shot by anything, so I could use the photo mode and fly around and look at all the generator locations. There's a generator right here, one over there. That might be it. Okay, hold up. So I think I'm gonna get lit up, but I gotta go for it.
How dare you raise them in my outposts? My thralls make them move.
Oh, that does not feel good. I killed the thralls that chased me down, and I took a minute to examine the damage that I caused before making my way over to the other side of the outpost for a second attack. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's a power generator in this building, and I think if I destroy that, they'll all be down. Okay, yeah, no, those turrets are down. Those turrets are down. So there just has to be another generator that I'm missing. I think I can just destroy the walls that these are on. Once the turrets were down, I got the rest of my Rexes to follow me and help with the ops while I cleared the rest of the structures. What grenades are being thrown? Ooh, that Ocedon's... What? What did I die to? That was going so well. What did I just die to? As I returned, the mission was still ongoing, so I continued breaking stuff on my mana while the Rexes dealt with the ops. That's what's killing me, the rocket launchers. Unfortunately, since I was naked, I soon got hit by yet another rocket launcher, sending me right back to the lobby. After a 2-minute bed cooldown, I woke up and grabbed whatever gear that I could. I then crafted another bat saddle so I could fly back on one of the bats. And I also made another bed just in case before returning to the crime scene. By the time I got back on day 59, the mission was over and all that was left were a few of my Rexes. No, they killed my Dracoline and my mana. Oh, dude. Wow. Rockets is not something I was expecting. I collected what remained of my kit and cryoed the Rexes before flying back home to heal them back up. Wow. I still can't believe that I just got my butt handed to me like that. Anyway, I gotta hatch more Rexes. I brought a couple of females over to the male and enabled mating on them while I threw 4 eggs into the incubator to hatch up. And in the meantime, I flew down on my bat to do some killing for raw meat so the babies actually had food to eat. Or just to vent some anger, I guess. I don't know. You can be the judge of that. Oh, this is a beta defense. Do I want to go for it? I really do. I really do want to try it, even though I'm supposed to be rebuilding right now. The first other defense was so easy. Surely I do it. On that note, I made my way back to base to hatch the Rex eggs, get them imprinted and growing while I healed up my other Rexes. And once they were ready, I cryoed them up so I could go out and try that beta mission. Okay, I think I got everything I need for that beta defense outpost. The Gamma one was super easy. Surely this one's fine. With the defense missions, I couldn't really be facing any ops with rocket launchers, flamethrowers, and other means of destruction. Instead, I only have to fight mutated revenants and probably some bigger corrupted dinos. What's this? Oh, here's a gamma defense. Okay, I really want to do the beta though. That being said, I parked my bat Amy at the outpost, threw up my Rexes, and prepared to start the mission. Okay, got all my Rexes set up. Let's start this thing.
Just look at the sorry state of this place. Whatever killed my children might be on its way back to you even now. Better fire up some replicators and ready your fortifications.
I placed whatever structures I could before hopping on a Rex and waiting for the first wave to pull up. Alright, well this is not going well. I need thralls, dude. I completed the first wave, but the outpost was down to about half of its original health. So I placed a bunch of turrets down to guard the main building, and I cryoed up a few Rexes that were just standing around doing nothing. Got a bunch of turrets though. Hopefully this goes better. Health generator. Hold up. Oh, wait, that's not what I thought it was. I thought it was going to heal the defense. Man. Anyways, wave 2 started, so I did my best to be a goalie and keep all the revenants at bay with the Rex. Oh, this is actually hard. All my turrets are already gone. Oh, yeah, this is cooked. I'm not doing this. Dude, the gap between Gamma and Beta is just so difficult. Yeah, there was no way I could do this mission with my current stuff right now, so I cryoed up all the Rexes and just decided to dip. There was a Gamma defense mission that I saw, so I flew over to do that instead. Alright, let's just try the Gamma with 1 Rex. What? Oh, that thing is huge. Okay, I can hit it backwards though. Wait, why am I doing 1 damage? What? Yeah, I'm not sure what was up with that, but I beat the wave, so I quickly had to prepare for the last one as the outpost was down to just 17,000 health.
Don't let them wreck my property. There are things there more valuable than you.
Okay, this was definitely not designed for single player. This time the boss was a theory, but I was able to kill it pretty easily with my Rex since I dealt over 1,000 damage per bite to it. Oh, I got a vault and a ton of polymer. This is, oh, and a metal behemoth gate? This is some pretty solid loot, I'm not gonna lie. Anywho, after cryoing my new thrall as well, I had to load up my Rex with basically half of my inventory since I couldn't carry everything at once. So a couple of trips back and forth later, I had everything at base so I could get to sorting it. Okay, so I got all my loot back to base, and then between recording sessions, you know, I was just scrolling through YouTube, you know, doing my normal thing, and I came across something pretty cool. So basically, while I sort this stuff out, I'll explain to you what it is. So that there's Reapers on Lost Colony, if you didn't know. I knew that, I just didn't really think much of it. But with the Reapers, normally you get pregnant, and now how it works on ASA, it really depends on like what level your character is on how the baby's gonna pop out. So like it's good to have a level 150 character, but for that you need ascensions obviously, and I'm only level 105 because I make a new character for every video. But somebody found out that you can get pregnant as a thrall if you control them, just like this. And since they're all level like, you know, 300, the baby pops out way better. Plus also if you like go around killing dinos, getting the experience for the baby to level up as well. So basically, I'm pretty sure with like a level 300 thrall that I have, if I get pregnant by a 150 Reaper, get all the levels, I can pop out a level like 285 Reaper and then put experience levels into it. That would be insane for running these drops. On a side note, I got another auto turret from the defense, so I set that up on the base to double the air defense system's firepower. I did also receive a vault, so I placed that down next to my girl before demolishing the metal behemoth gate for a ton of resources. Oh, nice. That sure is nice. I guess that's how I farm resources now, man. I just need to do those outposts. And those would likely be a lot easier to do with a powerful Reaper, so I stored most of my Rexes away and got to work on the preparations. Since it's a Reaper that I was after, I would obviously need a hazmat suit to protect me from the radiation. Now, as for the actual trapping plan, I wanted to get mushroom stews and just fly through the cave on my bat. I would then kite out a high-level Reaper so I could trap it outside and slowly lower its health with my Thyla with, of course, the bleed damage. And for said gas collector, I needed a handful of red gems, which are usually found down in the radiation zone. Okay, so I need red gems for the gas collector, and then I need blue gems for the actual hazmat suit. And I just watched a video. It says you can get all the gems from actually harvesting the gargoyles, like the petrified stone creatures, before they break out of their, I don't know, trap, I guess you should say. So I think there's some over on this bridge. I just got to be careful that I don't get too close to the city. I did remember seeing some on this big bridge close to the city. I just had to make sure that I didn't get close enough to get grounded on the bat. So I need to harvest that. Oh, I didn't harvest it fast enough. I deployed my one pocket Rex and took care of business before flying back to base since I wanted to actually try this with my Anki and RG. By the time I returned on day 63, the Megatherium respawned, so I dropped my Anki and one-shot it. Oh, perfect, dude. That actually worked perfectly. Continuing to the other gargoyles, there were a couple of Desmodus up ahead, but the first one got loose before I could smack it. What? That one worked. I had enough red gems now to make that gas collector, so I headed back home to craft it. We got a gas collector. Now I just have to find a gas vein somewhere to actually place it on. Alright, where does a man find a gas vein? Eventually, I decided to consult the search engine to find out the gas veins were not that common at all. And the closest one to my base was really not close at all. Alright, this sucker's gotta produce a lot of gas balls. In the meantime though, I gotta get mushrooms for that mushroom soup for my bat. And I think you get them from harvesting plants around here, right? Oh yeah, you do. What? Whoa! Why did everyone just come in? What was that? Yeah, not sure why, I just got jumped by the entirety of Rockwell's gang out of the blue. Anyways, I quickly re-kitted at base and started heading back over with my snow owl. Dude, what? Why are there so many? Look at that. Once I was back on my bat, the flying little revenant dimorphs were easy to clap, and I also dealt with the ground units. And while killing those, I also found out the reason that they all appeared, and that was because I attacked this weird looking plant. Okay, plant's gone, dude. That's just insane. I healed Amy back up with the owl before continuing the mushroom farm, this time being very careful not to hit any of those living tentacle plants. Oh, there's an alpha zombie. Hold up, I need to kill this for its brains. Killing it was the plan until it decided to vanish into thin air like Houdini, so I decided just to continue harvesting the plants. On day 64, I flew back to check on my gas collector before coming over to this galoon on the edge of the Rockwell area. So you gotta shoot its eyes until it comes down to the ground, but I need kibble. Alright, but first let's go back to base. Back at the crib, I repaired my armor and I looked into making an industrial cooker to make crafting those soups much easier. I already had pretty much everything I needed to craft one, I just needed some freedom liquid. So I hopped on Wendy, picked up my Inky, and flew into the nearby cave that had plenty of oil for me to harvest. Okay, got the oil I need, so I should be able to make a cooker now, but I'm gonna have to run water up to my base, which I've not been looking forward to doing, because there's no water, like, anywhere around my base. This cave might actually be the closest point. To get the water to my base, I would need a bunch of water tanks, which require cementing paste and stone. Luckily for me though, I just spent all of my cementing paste crafting the cooker, so I had to use whatever chitin and keratin that I had left. At the very least, I'm glad Ark Survival Ascended has Bluetooth technology, and I don't have to snap 302,000 flexible irrigation pipes to one another in order to get water to my home. There's not water in here, is there? Oh, there is. Perfect. Okay, base is successfully connected to water, right? Yes. Alright, now I need to get sap, which I'm pretty sure you can just get from harvesting trees around these snow mountains. Yeah, okay. These trees give sap, just not a lot of it. One soup only took like 3 sap though, so I didn't need to farm a crazy amount of it. Back at base, I grabbed my mushrooms, some gas balls, and I threw it all into the cooker after disabling autocraft, also known as the worst feature in all of Ark. Mushroom brews, and they last 2 minutes each, so that's only 16 minutes. I need to lead it out of the radiation zone. As for the hazmat suit, I just needed fibers, so I flew down to get that, but in the process of doing so, I spotted another drakeling fighting a couple of big monkeys. I'd like to tame that. I need to clear out this stuff. Oh, did they kill it? Judging by the fact that it was nowhere to be seen, I concluded that the drakeling had died, so I got my fiber and returned back home to make the hazmat suit. Well, most of it at least. Oh, what am I out of? Blue gems? Okay, not the worst thing to be out of. Just a quick gargoyle heist over at the giant bridge should solve that problem though. So I picked up my Inky with Wendy and headed over. Really? Alright, well, there's a full set of hazmat. If I can lead the Reaper out, that would be best. Okay, I now need to farm up the actual trap for the Reaper. And I'm just gonna make it out of stone. They can't damage stone. Okay, trap's fully made up. And I also need to bring a hatching box. With that crafting, I cryoed up my Thyla and I made a magnifying glass, as that's just an essential tool for getting the Reaper down to low health without actually killing it. A few bags, just in case something bad happens. Okay. This thrall should do just fine. I think that'll be my over max level. Alright, and then I'll take the mushroom stews. So I've got 16 minutes to get it out of the radiation area. This is gonna be difficult, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's still these structures here, man. Or, maybe not. Yeah, I'm not sure why the Lost King was experimenting with flying theories, but they're clearly not cutting it. Anyways, halfway through the journey over to the radiation zone, I remembered my Veilwind was still in companion mode, and it would probably definitely die to radiation, so I decided to stuff it into a cryopod for this mission. Okay, where is this cave? I think it's right here. Okay, I've got my hazard on here. So I think from the videos I've seen, there's like a ramp that goes down right in there, and the radiation starts like right there. So I want to make the trap like in here or right outside here. I took the hazmat off for now, as I still had to do a little bit of pest control outside before I could set down the trap. Okay, now let's assemble this trap. Okay, then really that's the trap made. I'd like to get another ramp or two. I also connected a horizontal pillar from the trap over to the wall of the cave entrance just to make sure that the Reaper couldn't escape outside. Okay, so this should be the trap made. And then I'll put the hatch box over here. We'll place these ramps. So I'm pretty sure I just fly up right here in the middle with the Reaper right behind me. And then it'll fall in and then can't get out, hopefully. That's the plan at least. I placed the sleeping bags down just to be safe, and I hopped on the bat so I could enter the cave. I put my hazmat back on, gave my bat a mushroom stew, and then flew down into the radiation. I hear one, I think. Oh, I hear it. Level 30. Man, is there another one in here? It looked like this level 30 was the only Reaper Queen in here, so I had to try and kill it. Thankfully, the cave had this nice big pool of element water that could fry the Reaper alive. And while trying to kite it over, another Reaper emerged, but this one was a Reaper King. Okay, I cannot get hit by the Reaper King, because that one will ground me. Eventually, I got both of them to take a lovely swim in the element water, so I exited the cave to hopefully let them die or despawn. While waiting around, I actually noticed that I built the Reaper trap one wall too high, so I quickly got to work on fixing that. Anyways, once that was fixed, I flew back down there again, and I actually found a 145 queen straight away, so I began leading it up the ramp. Come on, pathfinding. Work with me here. There's two. Who are you? You're the 145. You're the one that I want. There was a very slight amount of tomfoolery that I had to endure with this trap design before deciding that it just wasn't gonna work. And I'm gonna have to go back home and cook up a different plan. Okay, why did I pick the worst trap design possible? How does it... What? Bro. I'm just gonna farm up foundations and gates, dude. This is ridiculous. I'll just go back to base. It should stay there. Wow, I did not think this would be such a pain. Let's not fly into the city. When I arrived at base on day 68, I found a bunch of dino gates that I had left over from taming that mana. So I grabbed those as well as some other structures that I had lying around and crafted a metal shield. When I arrived on the scene again, the Reaper was still outside the cave causing havoc, so I had to build the trap somewhere nearby. Oh, I'm not done building it yet, dude. What? With the gates placed on 3 sides, I got the Reaper to follow me in and locked it in with one more gate. Okay, do I have it? I think I do. I brought the hatchbox closer as well before throwing the Thyla out and getting to work on shredding its health. Okay, it does get bled, which is good. I kept a close look on its health with the magnifying glass while repeatedly biting it until it was down to just a fraction of its HP. Alright, I think I have the Reaper down where it needs to be. Quit shooting me, dude. Oh yeah, it's going red like I needed to. Now I just had to park my Thyla and throw out the Thrall. So I need my Thrall to get pregnant, and then I'm pretty sure I have to kill my character for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but I know I do. So I don't think it's gonna want to impregnate my Thrall. It's just gonna try and kill it. So I've got to stand behind it and then transfer to my Thrall at the last second. I slapped another couple of sleeping bags down just to be safe, and then ran up to the Reaper as the Thrall. Yeah, see, it wants my character. The process of trying to line myself up with a Thrall and get the Reaper to notice me continued into day 69. Okay, I just got tank hits. Sniff me, please. Oh my. No matter what I tried, the Reaper just persisted on not cooperating with me, and it just kept whipping me back. Alright, I got an idea here since I keep just getting launched backwards. I'm gonna disassemble some of this trap and just kind of set up a wall in front of the Reaper trap where the Reaper is. And with that, I should be able to not get knocked back as much. Let me control the Thrall. Put it right here. Eventually, the Reaper finally decided to try and impregnate me, and it worked. At first, but then... Come on. Yes! No! The wall made me drop. On the second try though, I took control over to the Thrall just as the Reaper picked up my character. So I didn't get the Thrall pregnant, but at least my character didn't get it either, so I could keep trying. No! Why are you grabbing my character? Oh, this is so cursed. I felt like I was getting closer with every failed attempt though, so I just kept trying and eventually... Yes, come on, come on. Yes! I then immediately followed up that W by shoving the Thrall Spear straight through the dome of my own character. It was a necessary step in the process though, so when I returned back to base, I actually had the baby in my own character. So I quickly hit the respawn screen again though, as I now had to get enough experience for the baby by killing random locals. So I spawned back in at the Reaper trap, grabbed my stuff, and hopped on Amy to finish off the Reaper Queen. Alright, this is gonna take a minute, but I have to do it. If I kill this, it'll give me all the levels that I need. Wait, I have a Rex. Hold up, that's most definitely the move. Please be close to dying. Yes! Okay, I got my levels. Bang! I still had about 12 minutes on the clock before the baby would burst out of me. So in the meantime, I packed up the mess that I made here with all my failed attempts at taming this Reaper. Alright, let's pick all this stuff up. And after a long and stressful couple of days, I could finally head back home. Back at the crib, I constructed a 2x2 hatchbox and sorted through my stuff. Make a few air conditioners. I need to keep my base warm. I also moved my generator outside before finally locking myself in the hatchbox and waiting for the rest of the timer for the baby Reaper to pop out of me. Alright dude, I am very, very excited for this Reaper. Got some food, took my armor off. Got it. 277. That's insane. I did get eaten straight after that, but I now had a level 277 Reaper before leveling as well. After respawning, I ran up to the box and I waited around until it turned juvenile so it would no longer want to eat me. And then I could go in and get the imprint on it. Oh, look at these stats, dude. This is as strong as one of my Rexes, not even leveled. Dude. I'm so excited for this. I picked up the hatch box and I threw everything into the vault before grabbing my kit and heading out to get pelts since a lot of my armor was still broken and needed fixing. Why am I seeing nothing made out of pelt? I only found a couple of bears, but I didn't even get to harvest those as a wild RG beat me to it, so I just flew back to base to check on the Reaper instead. It was about to be fully grown now, so I gave it some raw meat and I started healing it up with the snow owl. Okay, my Reaper is grown up, but it needs some health, that's for sure. Let's heal it up before I take it out. Go leveling. Oh, you know what? Go leveling. I'll just kill some baby Rexes here in base. On that note, I filled up the incubator with Rex eggs so I could commit questionable crimes against nature again. After petting Cody, of course. 50k health. Rest melee. I got rid of the evidence and fed all the prime meat to the Reaper so it had something to munch on while I went out to test drive it. Pretty solid. After a bunch of healing on day 72, I spotted a furry chicken nearby, so of course I had to go and politely remove it from my property. Oh, there's a Yudi. Perfect. Do in fact need pelt. I think this thing is going to be an absolute unit at running missions. And I gotta run a lot of them, so this is perfect, really. I'm gonna heal it all the way up, and then we're just gonna start cranking them out, dude. Anywho, I repaired the Arctic armor with the pelt from the Yudi, and I continued healing the Reaper until it was fully combat ready. Alright, we've got my Reaper all healed up here. I want to start running some missions with it. Outposts, attack, and defenses. That being said, I hopped on my bat and headed out towards the city to start scouting. Okay, we've got this gamma attack mission right here. Reapers should take reduced damage from bullets, turret bullets, so this should be good. I wasn't too worried since running these missions was pretty easy with the Rexes, let alone a whole Reaper with twice the stats. So I kind of just rolled up and started destroying everything while also taking absolutely no damage in return. Oh yeah, I'm taking way less damage. These turrets are so good, or this Reaper is so good. The Lost King clearly didn't like my new upgrade though, and he decided to send one of his ops after me again. Neophyte is hunting you? No way. I actually had to abandon this mission since the last two thralls were stuck and I couldn't kill them. And I had to get out of there before the Neophyte got to me, which it did just as I was heading out. Alright, we gotta go take this thing down back at base. Good thing I have a trap set up and ready to go for it. No! I just gotta jump off the edge and hit a parachute. I think I am most definitely cooked. Think you're gonna get me? Yeah, right, dude. I landed by the ruins, so I hid in the corner of one of the buildings for a while, but the Neophyte still managed to find me. No! And as soon as I threw my bat out to dip, I got fear warred by a Yudi as a cherry on top. How did I lost the Neophyte somehow. Not that I was complaining though, so I pieced out of there and I actually found a gamma defense outpost, so I decided just to start that. Alright, this should be pretty easy with a Reaper. Oh, yep, that's easy. They just take some time. The loot was once again too heavy to carry all at once, so I actually had to jump away from the mission on the Reaper. And doing that also sent me a giant red notification saying the mission had been abandoned, even though I literally just completed it. I didn't get any sigil suit, what? That's like why I'm doing these. Not sure why, but it glitched out completely and I didn't even get my sigils from doing this one. Anyways, I jumped my way as close to base as possible before throwing out my bat and taking a couple of trips back and forth to bring all the loot up to base. Then, after sorting things out, I went straight back out to look for more outposts, only for my game to crash out of nowhere. What? Dude, I wasn't even doing anything. And when I loaded back in, I found myself next to the bat, and the ruins rolled back an entire day. What? I am a whole day behind. I flew back up to base to grab Wendy before continuing my usual order of business. These are all beta. Do I try it? I could try beta. Might as well. Screw it, man. Let's try beta. I had to be extra strategic about this though, so for the first wave, I didn't even place any auto turrets down. Instead, I placed 3 generators, so hopefully I would have more resources to work for wave 2. But even on my strong Reaper, I could barely kill the Revenants in time, and they got to the outpost, hitting it and doing a bunch of damage to it. Wow, the difficulty is just crazy. They have to nerf these. They are just impossible solo. They just do so much damage. I finished wave 1 with 10k health missing from the outpost, so I set up a few turrets and plan X's this time. Dude, what? This is just absurd. Nah, this is impossible. Like, that's just... They have to nerf those. On day 75, I found another outpost to defend, but it was a beta one, so I started it and let it go abandoned. Put a turret up, and I'll leave. Good luck. Bang, Gamma. Alright, I'll know the drill. Let's get to it.
Through that part to slow down invaders.
Oh, that was easy. You see, the difference between Gamma and Beta difficulty is that I just completed Gamma without the outpost getting hit a single time, as opposed to the Beta difficulty where I can't even kill one of the Revenants before it gets to biting the outpost. Bang, more sigils and a level 52 Thrall. That's terrible. Whatever, I'll take it. I made a trip back to base to drop off the loot before heading back out to scout for more. I did have a total of 50 sigils as of right now, and that means I'm gonna have to do 15 more attacks or defense missions to actually get the rest. What is this? Oh, is this an attack mission? It's gotta be a Gamma, right? I couldn't see the vault anywhere, but judging by the glowing green lights, I assumed it was Gamma, so I threw on my Reaper and a couple of Rexes before going in. Reaper's just so good for this, dude. Whoa! Being hunted? I didn't know they could spawn Mega Raptors. Oh, it's a wild one. Okay, that makes more sense. Anywho, I munched up the rest of the structures and packed up the last of the reinforcements before the boss appeared. Boss Osodon. Where's he at?
Hello.
Oh, there he is. What? What is this? I forgot they could do that. The Lost Osodon was definitely one of the tougher bosses of Gamma, but I took it down and the rider fell to the ground getting clapped instantly. I opened the vault up and I got a level 304 Thrall, so I stuffed that into my cryopod before throwing out my RG to collect the loot. Did I not get sigils? Dude, are you not guaranteed? Why did I not get sigils? Dude, you serious? That was terrible loot. Anyways, I found yet another Gamma outpost attack mission, but this one was way bigger than the one I just did. Okay, hold up. Let me mark this on my map. Let me go back to base, grab some more Rexes. Oh, what's this? Another attack? This one was a beta though, so not something that I would attempt. As I was flying back towards base, I spotted another Gamma attack one, so I kept that in mind as well. Back at the crib, I just grabbed a bunch of my fighter Rexes and dumped the garbage loot from the last mission. Alright, I'm gonna bring a few sleeping bags just in case here. On day 77, I returned to do those Gamma missions that I saw while making my way back home. The first one being that big attack mission, of course. I flew up above it to scout out the positions of the generators before landing on one of the sides, throwing out the Reaper and a few Rexes, then to rush into the outpost. Okay, now we just gotta take out the enemies. I did hear Thralls using rocket launchers, so I let the Rexes handle them. Got it. Forge Master. Don't tell me it's a guy who's gonna back up. Oh wait, but if he does run, I can hit him with this. Got him, I got him. Fight him, boys. Yeah, getting the Reaper was just the best investment that I possibly could have gotten, as it was perfect for these attack and defense missions. Unfortunately though, it did not look like all of them actually dropped sigils, as once again, I didn't get any. I'm wondering if you only get attack sigils from the ones in the city, 'cause that's kind of what it's seeming like. At the very least, I got a whole industrial forge from this. Anywho, there was a second attack mission nearby as well, so I walked my army of Rexes over and we literally just ran through the whole place, destroying everything as usual. The boss was another Thrall Forge Master, so he got a decent 5 seconds of fame before getting absolutely mauled by my Rexes. And opening the vault, I once again didn't get any sigils. Alright, I'm a little confused as to why I'm not getting sigils. I'm gonna try a few more missions, and if I'm not getting them, I don't know, I don't want to do it, but I might have to summon them in. Like, I've been talking to a few people, and they say you should get sigils after every mission, and I just haven't been. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope it doesn't come to that, but I've got to keep doing these and just, you know, see how it goes. But first, a quick pit stop back at base to sort out the garbage loot and replace my fighting forges with the industrial one, which was slightly too big for my tower. I don't think this will fit, will it? Surely I just... Whatever, that's fine. I don't care. With that placed, it was back out to do more missions. I despawned a beta defense one before finding a gamma defense. Dude, I have so many turrets. Everything's just getting deleted. Dude, they can't even get close. Dude, ain't nothing touching this base with all these turrets. All right, please give me sigils. This should give me sigils. Okay, I got sigils. Since these defense missions give sigils, I flew out to another one nearby. Except this one was a beta, so I just activated, placed a turret, and then peaced out. Okay, gamma attack mission. I don't think this is gonna give me sigils, but like, I'm gonna try. As usual, y'all know the strat, just go in guns blazing. Oh, it's an alpha! Never mind, we gotta go. I very quickly picked up my army and dipped. Shortly after that, I found another outpost attack, but it also looked to be alpha, so the search continued. Perfect. Gamma defense works for me. Please, oh, I don't care about the loot, just give me sigils. Yes! While flying around looking for more, I ran into this thing. Alpha Ocedon? I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, I gotta kill this. I don't think I need the tribute, but I did not know this was a thing, so I've gotta kill it. I was not sure what to expect strength-wise, so I deployed the Reaper and my Rexes before pulling up to say hi. I mean, it hits fairly hard. I mean, that was ridiculously. Yeah, as big and scary as the Alpha Ocedon actually looked, he did not put up much of a fight. Alpha Ocedon skull. That's it, okay. Very underwhelming. Anyways, I found another Gamma defense mission on day 80, so of course I started it right up. Oh, there's 6 waves? It's a Gamma, but it's medium. Oh, what? Okay, this is interesting. It was pretty much the same as a small defense, except there were 6 waves and 3 possible routes where the Revenants tried to get in from. But the boss on wave 6 got absolutely clapped though, as usual. And I also did get sigils from this as well as my first tech blueprint. A tech chest piece blueprint? What? It's insane. I was a bit on the heavy side now though, so I had to fly back home to drop the stuff off. Okay, I've got 60 aberrant sigils and then 20 crimson sigils, so I think I'm just gonna crank out the last 4 defense missions that I need, and then I think I'm gonna have to venture back into the city to start doing these crimson ones. I mean, I guess let's give the city a quick scout. The thing is, I can't really go into the city too much, but like if I can find a mission on like the outskirts, then I'll just go in and do it. Speaking of, I actually spotted one on the bridge, and it did look like a Gamma, so I threw out the Reaper and made my way down there. I'm spotted by a Gloon. Hide. What? You've angered a Gloon? What did I do? Is that dude coming for me? Pretty sure they just summon Revenants to you. Anywho, it was time to charge into this outpost headfirst, and that's exactly what I did. However, I quickly found out that it was in fact a beta difficulty. I was actually destroying the structures very quickly though, so I continued munching on everything and everyone until the reinforcements arrived. And the Reaper tailspin attack was pretty good at keeping them at bay as well. Except for the Uties, they could still fear war me for some reason. No! After regaining control over the Reaper, I ran back into the mission and cleaned up the bridge of any thralls that were left and the ones that I could actually kill at least. Dude, what? You can't even damage him. What do I do? Oh, he's gone. There were a couple of thralls left down below the bridge, but those soon teleported back up to me. So I packed them up and then the boss appeared. A Forge Master thrall with over 50,000 health. Wow, okay, this does do a lot of damage. Oh, he's killing my character! Oh, he's going after me! Shoot. I quickly threw together an absolute mess of a kit and I flew back on one of my owls. The Reaper was still alive thankfully, and it didn't even take a lot of damage while I was making my way back. So I hopped on, whistled everything to follow me, and then jumped up the hill. I still have to get my body though. So I healed up the Reaper with my owl and parkoured my way back to the bridge. Is that him? It is him. I just fell back to where I did not want to be. Think I can make this? Surely. Oh, I am in the mission. Oh no. I think my body's under the mesh. I was also fully stacked on the Neophyte stacks, and I did not want one chasing me right now, so I quickly took out a few Revenants to drop the counter. Back on the bridge, I killed any remaining thralls before hopping off the Reaper and grabbing my stuff. Oh no, it's not in the mesh. Man. On day 82, I got back to my owl, healed up the Reaper, and continued dropping the stacks by killing Revenants. Going back onto the bridge, I eventually spotted another attack mission, so I made sure it was Gamma before running straight through everything. I did, however, run into a small issue, that being 2 of the enemies were stuck way down below the bridge and they refused to teleport to me. I did actually have an assault rifle on me though, so I tried hitting that with them, but they seemed to be out of range. Bro, what do I do? Like, this should be such an easy mission, I just can't get it. I had no other option than to just jump down with my Reaper and take them out. That is if they didn't despawn just as I was landing on them. Bro, I ran through the city and out on the other side so I could throw out my bat again and just leave. Alright, I'm not having much luck running stuff right now, so I'm gonna try and get these neophyte horns that I need. I need to kill 2 more. So I'm just gonna bring my trap with me. I'm really not having a good time here. I crafted up a few more bear traps, and I picked up the neophyte trap before going back somewhat close to the city and setting it up again. Let's get my Reaper. It's night, so I should be able to get neophytes to come for me. I've got 50 hostility. On day 83, I got the ominous message saying that I was getting hunted, and I could also see the neophyte up in the sky. So I waited until it flew down to me so I could get it into the trap. I love how easy that is. This thing was such a pain on like, what, day 60, 50? I don't know. A few minutes of sitting on a Thyla and pressing left click later, the neophyte bled to death and I got my 2 extra horns. I needed just 1 more of them to come for me, so I set out another bear trap and returned to the city bridge to get me another one. I think this neophyte is supposed to be even stronger, but it doesn't matter when it's in a trap. It's just too easy, dude. Oh, is it dead? What? Yeah, for some reason it just disappeared as I was killing it, probably since it turned daytime and they only like to come out during the night. I really don't know. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just dreading farming more missions, man. As night approached, I set out another bear trap and ran down onto the bridge again to wait for the neophyte to appear. There we go. Got another. Hello? This time around, I might have gotten a bit too close to the trap, resulting in me getting forcefully shoved in there as well. Whoa! It picked me into the trap. Dang. After it collapsed, I grabbed my horns and picked up the trap so I could fly back home to drop off most of my stuff. And now that I had that out of the way, I once again had to go back out and farm sigils. That being said, I flew out to the other side of the map where I found a gamma attack mission. I really didn't think I would get any sigils from it since it was outside of the city, but I would try nonetheless. So I ran straight into the outpost with my army, not thinking much of it, but I got dismounted by something and things started to heat up rather quickly. Why can't I move? I couldn't move! Luckily, I did have a sleeping bag nearby, so I spawned on it and sprinted back to continue the mission on one of my Rexes. Why do I keep getting just dismounted? I survived on literal life support again, so I ran to my Reaper, grabbed all my stuff, and destroyed the rest of the outpost. No, it's not a Forge Master. Gotta make sure my character doesn't die. Wow, that was a really annoying mission, dude. And on top of all of that, I didn't get any sigils either. Not that I was really expecting to get any though. Yeah, these attack missions aren't even worth doing, man. While scouting for more defense outposts on day 85, I actually came across a Drakeling, and since I lost my last one in a tragic accident, I wanted to tame a new one. Come here. Oh, it's just flying upwards. Anyway, since this one clearly didn't want to be tamed, I continued looking for missions and I soon found a gamma defense one, so I got to it. Oh, this one's a large one. It's got 8 rounds. The first 3 waves were a breeze, but on wave 4, I got hit by a glitched out Malwin that literally couldn't die. Oh, what? Why does it have so much health? Is this thing infinite health? What the? This thing's not dying. It's dead. It's just not dying. It's glitched. It should, like, it doesn't have health. I could hit it as much as I wanted, but it just wouldn't accept death as an option. So I had to hit a quick relog, which did, of course, get rid of the entire mission as well. Yeah, dude, that's really... Bro. On day 86, I despawned another 2 beta defense missions and an alpha one before finding and starting a gamma. More sigils. Alright, I need to do 3 more defense missions as long as I get sigils from all of them. Luckily, I found one of 3 defense missions shortly after that, so I got to work. Opening the vault on day 87, I got the sigils, so I looked through the rest of the loot, grabbed some resources and the thrall, then took off to go look for the last 2 missions. Yeah, this one's actually strong. Whoa! Am I gonna fail this? Why am I doing 1 damage? I think this one's glitched. Yup. Mission glitched out. It's so stupid. I flew back to base after witnessing such tomfoolery, only to get back to it on day 88. There's an alpha. Oh, there's 2 alphas. Dude, screw the wave. I need this alpha brain. Did I get it? I got it. There was another alpha that pulled up during the wave, so I got another 2 brains, meaning I just needed the sigils now for the boss tributes. 1 more defense mission. Man, this is such a grind. Like, I've only got a few more days until day 100. Like, I'm going to have no time to prepare for the actual boss. Luckily, it didn't take me too long to find another defense mission. And I thought it would be the last one until another glitched Malwin rushed in and ruined the whole thing. No, is it another glitched Malwin? Yeah, dude. That's so stupid. Yeah, and then those are taking 1 damage. Dude, such a waste of time. After flying around for literally the entire day of day 90, I finally found the last gamma defense mission that I needed. So of course I started it up and I actually got to finish it without any glitches or invincible Malwins popping up. Okay, I finally got all the aberrant sigils. Now, I just need to get crimson sigils from the attack missions in the city, which is arguably going to be even harder, and it's day 91. I'm really running out of time for this. Like, pretty much what just is going to happen, I'm going to have to farm the sigils, get whatever I can from my base in the remaining days, and then just go straight for the boss, because I'm not trying to go over 100 days here, because, you know, that's the challenge. I do that sometimes, but for this video, I don't think I will. I'd like to get this video out to you guys in a more timely manner. That being said, I quickly sorted out my inventory back at base and repaired some of my armor. There was still a bit of farming I had to do as preparation for the boss fight, and that was to get medical brews. I already had the industrial cooker, so I could put that to good use by just going out with Nathan and farming some berries, then cooking up narcotics to throw them into the cooker and make the med brews. But on day 92, it was right back to work on the sigils. Alright, this would be a lot easier if I had a mana, but I don't. Let me make a few grapples here first just to be safe, and we'll head over into the city. I also brought a cursed fabricated sniper with me just in case I had to pop some thralls that fell off the bridges in the city, which is a pretty common occurrence. Although I did not have a lot of bullets, like, at all. Alright, well, here's some bullets, not a ton, better than nothing though. Gotta crank out 8 of these gamma attack missions, all before day 100, bruh. Luckily, it did not take me too long to find the first one, so I pulled up to say hi with the Reaper. As I was expecting, 2 of the enemies were glitched under the bridge, and when I jumped down to kill them, I was removed from the mission, so I had to look for a new one. What's this? Gladiators keep gamma. Works for me. I did have to disengage from the mission for a second to deploy the rest of my army, as I was getting my butt absolutely handed to me by all the thralls. Once they were taken care of though, a lost Occidon showed up and he literally packed my entire army, me included, into a ball and just rolled around in circles. He's got all my Rexes in his ball. Dude, like, this is insane that this is gamma. The jump between gamma mission to beta difficulty is pretty immense already. I can't even imagine what alpha difficulty actually brings. Also consider that I'm on a Reaper with considerably higher levels than a normal one, so me barely scraping by on gamma mission should speak volumes. Dude, that's insane, that's gamma. On day 93, I returned to base and I threw all the Rexes out as well as the Reapers since they all needed healing. And on day 94, I quickly dropped some of my aggression stacks by killing the Revenants before going back into the city to look for the attack missions. Alright, attacking one on a bridge. These never seem to go in my favor, but as usual, there was an enemy down below the bridge, but thankfully it decided to pull up. Dude, now he's just behind the pillar to where I can't get. The missions just break me. Oh my, he's up here. What? Anyways, I packed up the Occidon that pulled up and the rider followed soon. Yes, that one actually worked surprisingly. And I even got my sigils this time. Another gamma one. I gotta wait till the next day though, so I don't get a neophyte on me. That being said, on day 95, I rushed in and completely wiped out this outpost as well. But the mini boss this time was my arch nemesis, the Thrall Marksman. It's the same mini boss that likes to run away from you and teleport all over the place and run out of the mission's boundaries, literally making him invincible. What? Oh, he's over there. He's stuck. It's this guy who runs. Since he had nowhere to run on this bridge, I could actually kill him, but the key he dropped was kind of in an awkward spot. Oh. This Reaper tried to block me. Thankfully, since I'm him, Granty the parkour god, I jumped off the bridge, grabbed the key, and then grappled back up. And that's another 10 sigils secured. After a quick pit stop back at base to kill up the Reaper, I returned to the city to do more missions. Oh, it's alpha. Not the impossible ones, though. Oh, it's a guy with a flamethrower. Anyways, I flew back to base on day 97 to do a little bit of berry farming on Nathan again so I could cook up more medical brews for the actual boss fight. Once those were done, I headed back into the city for my usual visit. As for the mini boss this time around, it was another marksman, so you can imagine the fun time I had chasing him around while biting him and also fighting off half of the city's patrol. Did he not drop the key? There's no way. I beat it, but I crashed. I'm not doing that again, dude. This game's pushing my limits. Alright, dude. I got all the sigils I need. I mean, that last fight or run was pretty scuffed. Whatever, though. I don't really care. There's not much I can do about it. You see, these missions are cool, but they need to give more than 10 sigils per. Doing 10 of each, especially when they're broken, I probably attempted 20 of each, and they either just break or I don't know, something super dumb happens. So anyway, I have like a day, an in-game day to prepare I really don't know much about this boss fight, and I don't have time to do that much research. So I'm just gonna repair my armor as best as I can. Maybe grab a few sets. I couldn't patch up my Arctic armor since I didn't have any pelt left over, so I really just had to bite the bullet and go in with whatever that I had. I do know you're not supposed to bring too many dinos or else they just kind of get stuck, but I know this boss fight is hard, and I really wish I had more time.
That should be enough sigils to get you access to the codex in his palace. I'll do everything I can, but you're going to need all the help you can assemble for this assault.
Yep, Helena just said it herself. I'm most likely cooked here, but I'm gonna try my best. I did have some loot from running all the missions though, so I grabbed some of that, crafted a flag blueprint, and some extra canteens. On day 99, I had a ton of gunpowder left over, so I threw it into the fabricator to make a bunch of sniper rifle bullets. Okay, dude, I think I've got everything I need. This boss fight takes a while. It's like you have like an hour to do it, and you are on a time limit, so I need to head over there like now. But I'm very proud of this base. I'm very proud of what I've done. I've done basically no research on this map before jumping in, so I'm very proud. No matter what happens in this boss fight, I'm very proud of what I've accomplished. We've done a lot, but it would be really good to end this challenge and this video off with defeating the Lost King. On that note, I flew out to the city and made my way over to the boss terminal. All right, man, let's start deploying the army here. Alright, dude, whole army is out. Let's replace my armor. Okay, this is what we've spent the last 100 days or 99 days working for. This is gonna be tough. I somewhat believe in my army. I believe in my Reaper King. The rest of you, we will find out. All that being said, there was really only one way to find out whether the Lost King would fall today, so I put all the tributes into the terminal and I started the final battle. After teleporting, I found myself in a circular room with a huge door up ahead, so I whistled my army to follow me and then led the way. Alright, I have to find the codex. Oh, I'm on a time limit too, okay. I can't listen to them talk, I gotta go. It is go time. My thralls kept getting stuck on corners, so I had to whistle them out of there separately. Like, the thralls might just have to get left behind if they're just not gonna keep up. What? Oh, there's gargoyles. Make sure we're on neutral. They were pretty high level too, but killing them was actually what I was supposed to do while Helena did her best to unlock the next door. And some of my thralls died as well, so they were clearly not cut out for this mission. Oh, no way there's a rock golem. This is absurd. What? Why is this so hard? This is Gamma. Yeah, the rock golem himself took a solid minute to kill, and it also did quite some damage to all of my Rexes. And the last 3 creatures that I had to take out were a couple of manas and a Yeeling, the least annoying creatures of Ark, as you know. Wow, I forgot how much I hate Yeelings. Once I killed that, the gate opened up, so I walked right into the next stage of the fight. Oh! Go, go, go. What do I have to do? Explore the palace to find the codex? Whoa, there's a boss Occidon! I whistled all the Rexes over to the fight, but this Occidon was actually chunky. Unlike the alpha one I fought a while back, this one took a couple of minutes to die. Dead, finally. Oh, it killed my thrall though. Oh, dude, that was only one of the 3? That's insane, dude. It just takes so much time to kill them. The next place I had to go was into a smaller room with hostile thralls inside. So I aggroed them over to the door where I can munch on them with my Reaper. Even these thralls are so strong. Okay, I need one more. Okay, I think I just gotta go in there. The thralls can't get out, which is good. Right before I ran in there, I got a laser pointed at my forehead, so I ran out. But this time the thrall didn't follow me to the door since it was a marksman. This isn't good, dude. I've gotta fight him head on. How am I supposed to kill this guy? He just runs away. It was also now that I remembered that I brought a bunch of soups with me, so I consumed one of each before going in to fight the marksman again. There's no way you just bear trap me. Okay, this is kind of working. Luckily, after killing that guy, I was told to go through another tiny door my tames couldn't fit through. However though, luckily the hostile thralls couldn't come to me either, so I could bite them at the entrance with my Reaper. There's a guy with a rocket launcher. I just gotta go. I just gotta run past them, dude. Oh, they're everywhere. What is this? No, there's not a boss. Okay, wait, hold up. He's following me. Can I get him back to my tames? On my way back to the door, I got absolutely demolished by thralls, completely annihilating all of my armor and leaving me on life support. Yes, he's out. He's out. This worked. I quickly put on some armor and we clapped the mini boss so I could move on to the next part of the fight.
You do realize you can't win, don't you? You're all alone against an entire kingdom. So be it. I'll be waiting for you in my great hall.
I soon found myself in another open yard where I got ambushed by a ton of enemies. Luckily, these ones weren't that high level, so I quickly cleared them out of the way before heading inside again. Gotta get to the codex, man. It was also now that the Lost King realized that I wasn't just here to kill him, I was actually here to steal the Ingram Codex. While following the path laid out by Helena, I found myself on a bridge where a bunch of gargoyles spawned in at the same time, and of course one of them being another rock golem. So I let my Rexes whittle it down while I took care of the rest. Dude, it's just a golem. Oh, they have him stuck. They're just biting him. He can't attack. This is good. This is good. My Rexes were looking pretty rough at this point, and there was still plenty of fighting left for me to do. Oh, okay. Long path, dude. Very long path. This has to be where the final boss is, dude. Oh, I don't have time for this. The Lost King told us his little emotional yap story and eventually called in some reinforcements. Whoa. And all of a sudden, I was thrown straight into the fight while my teams were on the other side of the arena. Oh, dude. Yo, everyone on neutral. Alright, I don't totally know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna try and destroy these. While I was getting rid of the pylons, I got attacked by the giant Desmodus. Luckily, I was quick on dragging the parachutes to my hotbar and opening them on time. With all 4 pylons disabled at the same time, the giant bat got grounded, so I sent the whole gang into fight. Attack him, boys. Sick him. He takes no damage. No. Alright, I know what I'm doing now. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, yes. With the Lost King now defeated, he called upon his queen, Mei Yin, and a pretty long cutscene of her origin story actually started to play. So of course, I skipped that straight away so I could go into fighting her. Dude, he just killed they killed all my dinos. She doesn't take damage? What is this? What are these? Acquire Mei Yin's tech spear? With this tech spear, I could actually fight the Lost Queen, and I actually had some moves using it. Oh, I'm cracked with this, dude. She soon entered her immune stage again, and I started getting chased by neophytes. Destroy the tether before... How do I destroy it? Do I break these? How do I break the tether? Since I failed to break it, the Lost Queen regained all of her health, and I was back to messing her up with the tech spear. However, this time, once she entered immune state again, I ran up to the beam in the middle of the arena and started whacking away at it, which seemed to do the trick. Got it. Where's the tether? There it is. Bring the neophytes, dude. I know what I'm doing now. The tech spear was absolutely goated at taking out the bats and weakening the queen, so I could continue fighting her. Oh, I'm melting her, dude. Come on, dude. She's so low. Come on. Let me put you down right here.
Hear me! You found something real on the Ark with Diana and Helena, despite the loss and pain. Something you thought you lost in your first life. Thousands of years before.
What? What did I find with them?
Yourself. Your true self. Li Mei Yin. And she's still there within you now.
After Mei Yin's epic transformation back to her true self, Helena told her about the Codex and the wonders it could bring. Eventually, the two just hugged it out, and I was left in the arena all by myself. I was given this fertilized Giga Desmodus egg, and I also found out that my dinos were in fact not deleted from existence. They were just chilling off to the side or something. Oh, what's this? 100 red element. I then walked up to the terminal, and I ascended from the Lost Colony. After ascending, I was thrown into another cutscene teasing Ark 2, with Helena eventually introducing us to Bob himself. Giga Chad? So that was 100 days on Lost Colony. As I've previously stated, I headed into this challenge mostly blind and unsure of what I was doing, and despite that, I actually did manage to figure things out. From the hardest start I've arguably ever had in Ark in the coldest mountains, I slowly worked my way up and built a home for myself and my dinos. I then conquered the Lost King's lands and eventually brought down the King and Queen. This map was definitely something Ark needed as a filler in the story between Ark 2 and ASA, and as more content for us to enjoy. Overall, this map was very fun to play, and there were probably a ton of other cool features that I didn't get to try out in the somewhat short playthrough. The only annoying part about all this were all the attack missions not working properly half the time, but I still managed to get it done in the end. I could also do without the whole love story / love triangle in my dinosaur game, but whatever, I don't really care. So if you're still unsure whether you should try this map out for yourself, I say go for it. The new things it brings heavily outweigh the few glitches that occur throughout, and you will definitely enjoy the new content. That being said, I want to thank all of you who made it to this far, really at the end of the video. Please make sure to like the video so we can get to 20,000 likes, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.